What is good, Chad? How are we doing today? I hope y'all are doing great because we got a lot to talk about here, all right? And this is regarding SNEAKO. Yes, stop the music, stop everything because Destiny and SNEAKO, it looks like, listen, we know they have been beefing. Okay, but it seems as though it's one of those beefs that the tension is there. You can cut it with a butter knife, but they're both kind of just right behind their fences. SNEAKO throws a shot, then Destiny responds, and then SNEAKO gets mad at Destiny's response, and then throws a shot, and then it just goes back and forth, kind of like a game of badminton, right? It's elegant, it's graceful. You get to work on your front stroke, back stroke. In this case, I mean, SNEAKO's getting a lot of those because he just seems to not know when to just settle down and hold an L. Okay, so the way this started, and it's crazy because again, this is just more of SNEAKO doing what SNEAKO does, which is grifting. Okay, we all know that at this point. It's new news, but apparently it's still news to SNEAKO's audience, and apparently the people who are around that orbit, right? They don't know that SNEAKO is a glorified grifter. I mean, some people are starting to realize that now with the advent of SNEAKO is saying the things he's been saying about Islam. All right, which that's a whole there's a whole other saga and character arc he still has to complete with that shenanigans. All right, so we just got to leave it at that, right? But again, we just got to bring it back. He doesn't know when to stop and hold the L. All right. So right now, what ended up happening with him and Destiny was Destiny had a live stream where he was kind of breaking something down. He was talking with other people too as well, and they were talking. Someone he was talking with ended up bringing up a question about SNEAKO's net worth. Okay, and now here's the thing: when we're talking about Manosphere people, talking about their net worth is a big no. All right, because a lot of these guys, they just faking it till you make it, so they don't actually have the bread. All right, they like to convince you that they're high value men. That's the whole that's the whole trick, right? They have to convince you that they're already wealthy, so then you can make them independently wealthy. That's a scam. All right, without you, my precious little potato tater tots, all right, they wouldn't really have an empire. All right, they wouldn't have much of an operation. You guys are the ones that are feeding this crap, and the fuel is this freaking gender war pseudo conspiratorial bullshit that they're spewing out there to get y'all freaking in your y'all know what I'm talking about, in their little moments. Okay, so going back to it, all right, Destiny answers the question about SNEAKO's net worth, and he was being honest. He was saying a lot of these guys on the Manosphere Red Tube or Red Pill Street. Y'all might as well be a Red Tube. Listen, on these Red Pill streets, okay. Essentially, what happens is these guys they exaggerate. Then and it's not a joke. They exaggerate. For instance, Andrew Tate, which is SNEAKO's daddy, all right, he talked about being a trillionaire. That's not true. No. I'm sorry. Not even Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire. Not even one of the richest people in the world right now who did it the right way are trillionaires. Okay. I mean, how the hell did this random guy on the internet pop up out of nowhere and all of a sudden can claim he's a trillionaire without proven evidence? Well, we got the evidence when Dicot raided his compound and found out, yeah, after everything that we gathered, considering the property and what it's worth and everything else with the crypto, he's about 10 million. I mean, the both of them, about $10 million. I don't know about y'all. $10 million is a far cry from a trillion. I mean, where y'all getting these mathematical numbers from? I mean, how y'all making these calculations about your actual worth being 10 million and you exaggerate that to $1 trillion? You're crazy. All right, and it's no different with SNEAKO. He claims to be a millionaire, although Destiny says otherwise. Destiny says maybe about 10 grand a month. Because maybe he's making 40, but let's say SNEAKO has employees. He's got people to edit the videos. He's got people to, post for him and do stuff on Twitter and all aspects of social media. So to be fair, he's actually paying those guys, and as well as his travel expenses and, because he's grifting into the IRL streaming now. So even if he's making $40,000 a month, after all of that said and gone, he maybe can hold on to 10. And that's not a bad number. That's not a bad number, but maybe about 10 grand is what he realistically can do. Okay. SNEAKO heard this and SNEAKO went off. I mean, in just the most hilarious way ever. It's crazy. And listen, before we even get into this particular beef itself, because it's one of those slow burn type of beef, like I said earlier, they're throwing shots here, the other person responds, so it's just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, but it's definitely interesting to cover. It seems as though SNEAKO is not the only one. I mean, not SNEAKO. Actually, SNEAKO is the only one who's having a bad week right now, because a bunch of other content creators are covering that tape that came out where a bunch of those little SNEAKO bots literally came up to SNEAKO talking about, fuck women, and let's kill LGBTQs, right? That's the mindset that he has cultivated thus far. All right. So it seems as that clip has been going gangbusters since Abba and Preach covered it. Now Playback is covering it, and we have to cover that because it seems like everyone is joining in for the good old fashioned SNEAKO. Hey, SNEAKO criticize fest. That's what we're doing right now, because I mean, this is, if there's a bigger moment to collectively say, hey, buddy, we told you so. I think this is the point right here where you see a bunch of little kids who are, you're seeing it in the real world repeating the same talking points these bozos have been doing online. I think it's time we take this a little seriously. So I want to get through Playback's reaction to that video, because they actually brought up some very interesting points about what SNEAKO represents and how disingenuous this whole nonsense really is. Okay. And again, for you young men out there following this nonsense, these pill popping weirdos, listen, this is proof enough that a lot of these guys, A, are not real. They're part of their matrix creation. And B, if you do follow through their path, you are going to take L's. I mean, matter of fact, SNEAKO better make up a discount course to teach you how to hold on to these massive L's, because listen, that's all you're going to be carrying as soon as you follow down their path. You're going to be carrying L's, bro. And from looking at the way SNEAKO carries his L's, it's not looking good for y'all. I'm just saying. So guys, as we get into the video, let's go ahead and hit the like button. Let me pull this up real quick. This shit is hilarious. Hold up. Let me know if you guys can hear this too. I've been struggling with this freaking audio thing on YouTube here. What is going on? All right, here we go. So let's get Playback's video in it right now. All right, and I love their title. I absolutely love their title. SNEAKO takes zero accountability for his grift. Let's get it.
The woman. What? No, wait. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, man. Preach. What have I done?
Can I get in the video? Fucking talk. Can I get in the video?
Yeah.
You like that? You like those right there? Yes. Fuck women. We don't like gays, not transgender. You like that, bro? You like that? You enjoy that? Like how that kind of, you like that? You like that already?
What are your thoughts?
I like that. I like that a lot. Has it ever happened to you before? Like, has any one of your supporters, fans, viewers, have they ever come to you and be like, yo, fuck women, bro? Or not even women, fuck white people. Has anybody ever come to you and disregarded a subsection of people like that? Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, it has, man.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. It would almost be like you cultivated an audience that wouldn't say things like that, bro. I mean, that's what it seems like. That's what it seemed like to me.
I mean, it seems like that to me too. Listen, isn't it that obvious? Wouldn't it seem like that to y'all in the chat too? Hey, maybe if you don't cultivate an audience of people who are filled with rage bait content, all right, they're just coming to your channel, just to listen to their daily dose of gender rage freaking bait, trans rage bait, abortion rage bait, Jew rage bait, all whatever rage bait you guys are selling. Okay, you guys have basically got your audience successfully addicted to rage. That's what this is. Okay, so why are we surprised that the guy, SNEAKO, who's been leading this movement this entire time, when he actually meets up with his own creation, okay, why is he surprised about what's staring back at him? Why are you surprised? This is exactly what you've been spreading this whole time. So when he's saying things like, let's delete LGBTQ, all right, kill all of them, right? When the little man is doing that and they're jumping for your validation, this is your messaging. Okay, listen, I'm not famous, so I can't speak to this. I don't have people randomly walking up to me, and good, because I don't know what it would be like to just, I'd be so weirded out, people just walking up to me like, hey, bro, watch out. But again, I'm not like that, so it is what it is. But people who actually live that famous lifestyle, listen, the audience that come up to them is a direct reflection of what they built. Okay, and SNEAKO, if people are coming up to you talking about nonstop rage bait bullshit, that's you, bro. That you gotta rest in that shade that you planted, dog. You got to.
This is actually the exact reason why I hate being in drama. Because when you get in drama, this is the type of energy people tell you. Like when you go outside, like remember like years ago when like
you gonna tell this story?
Me and Ronnie were in the beef?
No, not that one.
Niggas just walk up to me and be like, man, fuck Ronnie.
No, the other one.
What other one?
When you and Fredo was going through it.
Oh, the same thing with him. If people will come to you, man, fuck Fredo. So like when the content you do is inspired by like negativity almost, you'll inspire that type of audience. People aren't gonna use critical thinking skills, unfortunately.
No, they're not. No.
And they might watch you try and do that, but most of the time they'll leave with like the simplest possible takeaway.
I love this point by Agent. I'm not Agent Low. No, not Low, Agent. I was right. What the fuck? I keep getting them mixed up, right? I love this point because he's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. Like, I mean, come the freak on. Let me just rewind that back for those of you guys that missed that, because it's very, very clear, okay? Because this is direct reflection. And the thing is, the fact that SNEAKO was able to feign like he was surprised, right? Like, he was so shocked that he's hearing these things come out of these kids' mouth. Like, it's crazy. It's like, why are you surprised? But let me play this one more time.
Try and do that, but most of the time they'll leave with like the simplest possible takeaway. Like they could watch your basketball video where you dive deep into like a interesting topic about basketball, and they'll leave with like a baseline. Oh, so that nigga sucks.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're not going to remember the detail you went into to come to that conclusion. They'll just remember like a simple conclusion that's usually very polarizing. I learned what
AKA talking points, right? The shit that Pearl promotes, the shit that SNEAKO promotes, right? Think about it. SNEAKO prides himself on being able to not only help young men, but inspire them to make more money, to aspire to be the best version of men they could be, right? Because, you know, when we press him online for that, that's usually his fallback. Oh, I'm helping and I'm saving lives, and, you know, all these men are getting better because of me. How are you helping men? How are you guys supposed to help men? Hey, we're not here to help anybody. We're just doing content. That's just what this is. Okay, I'm sorry. Not everyone has this, you know, greater sense of purpose shoved up their ass to go fucking help a lot of weirdos online. I ain't got time for that. I'm here to entertain and be entertained because this shit is hilarious. Okay, so listen. Going back to it, listen, SNEAKO, you fall back on those talking points that how you're helping these men. But if you really think about it, how is it that you're helping these guys if the end result is literally the mentality that's coming out of this, right? How is any of this supposed to help these young men strive to be high value guys, right? Strive to be better versions of themselves. If they're saying things like fuck women, which is like literally 50, the other half of the population. Like, just fuck them. Like, why not? Let's just breed more weirdos in this world. I mean, we don't have enough already. All right. But they're also advocating for death of people who have different sexualities or different orientation and things like that, right? You want to kill them. Okay. Y'all sit there and say that the left want to bring people to Nazi Germany and communism and Soviet Union and whatever the hell. But look at what you guys are doing. Look at the deep brainwashing. If anything, I can see in the future a dictator like a SNEAKO who's running a bunch of young men like the ones you see in those videos, but they're all grown up. Think about it. Think about what those guys conditioned with that kind of ideology against the opposite people who have opposite gender and opposite sexuality and things like that. Bro, you're breeding mini Hitlers, dog. That's what it is. Okay, so I just find it so interesting that, again, whatever. Let's continue.
I need to learn. I'm out of this video.
Yeah.
So I don't know what SNEAKO thought he was teaching people, but the problem with the type of content he's been doing for the past year is that people aren't going to leave thinking like, oh, maybe people need to just reevaluate their standards. Maybe people need to improve themselves. Because if Fresh and Fit were right about the type of things that they promote, all that positivity, all that growth and shit like that, then this wouldn't be the type of audience these people cultivate.
For sure.
They wouldn't be people to just run around saying, fuck this group of people, fuck this group of people. They should all die, right?
Yeah.
That's weird. It's all, and to be fair, these are kids. So yes, I think,
and that's the problem too, because SNEAKO, I think he jet online because you don't see the faces behind these little spam comments you see on his chat rooms. But I think SNEAKO genuinely believes that his audience are more mature than they actually are. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he gets away with saying talking points like, "Oh, men are becoming more high value, and I'm saving their lives." And it's like, how? These guys are 12. How are they high value? They're not even in. They're not even in middle school yet. I mean, you're pretty much getting there to get into like 7th, 8th grade and things like that, right? So they're barely even in high school. What are we talking about here? What high value? They can't even get a job. They need a work permit. Can they get a work permit first? Huh? So who are you helping here if the real world? I don't see business people coming up and meeting SNEAKO, shaking his hand and saying, SNEAKO, look at my Fortune 500 company. All right. Thanks to you, I built this massive e-commerce online business that's just doing gangbusters. Or SNEAKO, I got this sneaker company. And thanks to your advice from your $40 or $50 course, all right, I was able to do this. We're not seeing legitimate businessmen who are successful from SNEAKO's course coming up to him and saying, hey, thank you for saving our lives, or thank you for saving my business or finances, right? No, we're seeing 12-year-olds. We're seeing 12-year-olds, bro. Again, SNEAKO, when he's live, tends to think that his audience are probably more mature than reality. That's the disconnect that we're having here.
Problem with SNEAKO, the problem I have with SNEAKO is this nigga changed his POV on life approximately every 4 months. Because
is there a problem? Is there a problem with that?
Yes, there is.
Niggas young as fuck. Who gives a fuck, bro?
You're supposed to grow, and maybe your ideas do change, but it sure does feel like his ideas change when it's convenient for his content. And there's actually one of the
that's why it comes across like he's grifting.
Yeah, and so like this clip was the most probably like telling for me.
There's only so long. You can only do this for so long. Like, how much can you really talk about Neon dating coach? That's hilarious. But yeah, it's like it's just so much more fun. I can't even lie. And let's be honest, the red pill is dying. It's over. It's over because like there was a lot of hype around this, like, oh, the Matrix, bro. How do we make it out? And then like there's this excitement, there's hype around it, and I got in at the right time, hit the wave at the right time. You know, I was red pill raging when the red pill was blowing up, so it was perfect. You know, screaming at the camera, "Wake up! Wake up!" And then now, like, okay, you know,
that's my real problem with the whole red pill, though, is that people leave almost feeling entitled. Like, well, how come these bitches don't like me?
I've been saying this. I have been saying this. Okay. Thank you. I love this point by Agent. This is perfect. I've been saying these. The red pill is where men come to complain about being men to women online while hating on them at the same time. Like, it's crazy. Like, the sheer entitlement a lot of these guys get, the feeling that they get to get in the mindset where they feel as though that, yeah, just because I don't even need to focus on you as a person. I just need to have my money or clout or whatever it is, material, whatever nonsense that, you know, signifies status or high value, right? I just need to have that. And by definition, because I have built that, you are supposed to do anything I want or everything I say, including letting me go sleep with other women, including staying at home and not sleeping, or even having an Instagram. You so much as to have an Instagram, that's a no-no, right? So they put all these rules because they feel as though because they are reaching this high value status and they attain it, by definition, it's what women want. So if they already have what women want, why even try to play the game of trying to court women? Why even try to play the game or trying to even deal with certain women? I could just, boom, come up there with my status and she lay down, right? That's fiction. That's the idea on paper. In reality, these guys are just on the internet. They aren't actually working on themselves, even though the high value concept, they're buying into it. They're not actually doing anything with it, right? That's why it's there. It's a MacGuffin, all right? The high value concept is the entitlement factor, because as long as these guys feel as though they can attain this, right? The coveted high value, the thing that all women around the world want, right? As long as they can get that, women are entitled to them, because, I mean, not entitled, well, they're entitled to women because they don't have to work anymore. They've already done what they need to do as a man. And it's crazy, right? And when I point this out, a lot of people say, well, Duke, that's not fair, right? Men have it hard. Men have it real hard, Duke. You can't just be saying that. Like, I mean, look at the double standards in society. Yeah, of course, right? Because you agree and I agree that men and women are different, right? Yeah, so if men and women are different, why is it that we're complaining that we're not equal? Oh, well, the law says that, we should be equal. Yeah, everyone has rights under the law, but we also have to acknowledge biology at the end of the day, dog. Listen, y'all want to talk about how strong you are and how masculine you are over these women, then you can't complain over certain benefits they get because they don't have the same physical advantages we have as men. And again, not even some of this other programs that are out there for women. So if you look at the stats, even right now, even though women are catching up for the most part financially, men are still overwhelmingly hitting those top bars when it comes to being wealthy. The top wealthiest men, I'm not men, people are men, right? The top powerful people are in powerful positions are men. We're winning. I mean, women are catching up because they only just started, to be fair, okay, compared to the run we had. So they're catching up in a short amount of time, right? But still, we run shit. So why are we on the internet just constantly being spoon-fed the same bullshit about how powerless we are and these double standards? But then at the same breath, we're also strong, masculine being, and we deserve all these rights. No. You're just entitled. You're an entitled little runt. They don't even know what you want because you're still thinking you're in high school or middle school or whatever period you left your glory days at, okay? You still think you're there. It's not happening. All right, you need to understand how the real world works, and that's crazy. A lot of these people don't get this yet. Like, y'all don't see this yet. You're too fucking entitled. Again, you're talking about, oh, well, I need to go overseas because the women in the West, they're onto our bullshit, right? They're onto our bullshit. They got the independence now. Now they don't want. Paying the bills is not enough. Now they want more. Like, I can't do more. Like, what? They want more from me? No, I'm gonna just go to these third world countries where my money's gonna be enough. It's like, bro, it's like, yo, you need to learn something, okay? Society evolves over time. People change. Things and circumstances change, and you need to learn how to adapt with it. Now, if traveling overseas is one of the main things you want to go through because you can't compete in the West anymore, go ahead and do that. I'm going to say you're going to run into the same problem because if you ain't shit here, you ain't going to be shit there either.
Instead of thinking like, damn, why don't I just improve the type of person I am to appeal to the type of woman I want? Mm-hmm. You don't want to appeal to everybody anyway. That's a loser's game, bro. You can't appeal to everybody because you're not for everybody. Some people's gonna like you, some people's not. But like, I know I've talked to people, and it's usually younger that would watch these videos, and then some of them would leave with a good takeaway. Mm-hmm. Feel me? Like, maybe I should improve myself, et cetera, et cetera. And others would leave thinking like, man, fuck that bitch. She's a fucking whore anyway. She's this and that, the third. And then the nigga saying it is some lame ass nigga. He has nothing going for himself. He nigga can't hold a conversation. He just expects it to come to him because he thinks the problem was with them and not with him. Yeah. And it's weird. When I was younger, there was no such thing. There was no real red pill.
There was, but it just wasn't.
It was small. It was small. I just watched like hella. Like if I ever felt like I was down, I needed motivation. I just watched motivational videos. I'm not gonna lie, they still smack sometimes. I don't really need them no more. But like that would inspire me to get my shit together, get in better shape.
Eric Thomas was it. We want to talk about motivational videos. Eric Thomas, you get some nice music behind him just going crazy. You get motivated. Yeah, just listen to that and just get you up your ass and go hit the gym. That's just it. So again, you don't need Tate to be motivational. There were people way before Tate doing it way better. And the best part about it is they ain't traffickers.
and like get there mentally, like
For sure.
everything. Just lock the fuck in, bro, with anything. So people don't really do that no more. Like nowadays, people just kind of just drones, just watch as much content as possible on the TikToks, but they don't ever look to improve themselves. So SNEAKO, the issue you're having, bro, is you're not inspiring people to do better. You're just inspiring people to be angrier.
Yeah, and be critical of people.
Yes.
Without any form of self-reflection, et cetera, et cetera. Because I think at the end of the day, I think the bigger part is those kids, regardless of, because I think SNEAKO also put out a tweet saying, like, in the vein of like, boys will be boys. And it's like, no, that's a reflection of the audience that you cultivated. That is the reflection of the type of audience.
When people walk up to Duke, they just go, Duke, Riz. When
they walk up to Kai, they just start getting sturdy and stuff like that.
Because that's the...
And it's a bunch of kids. So those kids do not walk up to Kai, Duke. And they walk up to you, especially when you're doing 2K, talking about 2K. Bro, there's kids who watch all of our content across the board. They do not walk up to us and say, F women, F this, F that. They don't say those things. That's your audience because that's the type of content that you have produced. And that's how they interpret it. Now, I'm not even saying it's as clear cut as like F this, that, and the third. But that's how they interpret it, and that's what they get out of it. And I think that is I think that's way more telling of your brand, your image, the way that you project yourself, the whatever life lessons you think you're passing along. I think that's telling. I think it's very, very telling.
Yeah.
These are fun to do. I like doing different types of stuff. I like talking to different people. There's the Rumble audience, you guys, the Rumble audience wants me to be like this. Bro, I was at the mall talking about moving into a content creator house with some of my friends. And then people are messaging me like, SNEAKO, move into an Islamic learning house. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? No, deadass, bro. Like, I'll go pray Jumu'ah. I'll read my Quran. I'll talk to scholars. Nigga, I am not moving into an Islamic. You people want me to move into a mosque.
Bro, I will forever love this clip, bro. Just this clip right here. Because I don't care what anyone says. This is him just saying, hey, bruh, the grift done gone too far. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. All right. I can pay lip service. That's as good as it's going to get. All right. But now y'all want me to actually live this lifestyle? Oh, hell no. I can't do that. I can't do that. Moving to a mosque. Y'all look crazy. I'm like, hey, cat's out of the bag. You got me. You got me. Great Bill Podcast, shout out to you. He says, oh, Great Bill Podcast membership, shout out to you. Welcome. Let's get that dub in the chat. LTTV as well, membership upgraded for 3 months. Shout out to you. Let's spam them W's for LTTV. LTTV has been having some interesting shows lately. One that has to do with a previous member of the manosphere that no longer exists. Okay, this is the kind of, when we talk about ego here, chat, I want y'all to understand something. Okay, it runs deep with a lot of these people because listen, the internet for some of these guys is all they have. All right, we're looking at SNEAKO, we're looking at some of these guys. Yeah, they got a little bit of money and a little bit of bread, but what if you're someone like Lil Marquardt, right? What if you're someone like Minister Jap? Right, I know these are some of the names that, you know, we haven't talked about in a long time. Back when at least Duke was a little bit more aggressive going after these guys, right? And, you know, one thing you got to understand is some of these guys who are on the lower end on the red pill grift, a lot of times the internet is all they have because the internet provides the matrix for them to convince you that they're richer than they actually are. In reality, life sucks for them, all right? And there's certain content creators out there that have passed their prime and they're mad now because they've burnt all these little bridges. But I built Fresh and Fit. I helped build Fresh and Fit. They ain't fucking with you no more, ain't they? Huh? When was the last time they said, hey, I want to bring this guy on my show and I want to help mess with him because he brought Fresh and Fit together? No, they've forgotten about you because you have a temper problem, buddy. All right. So I like LTTV. Great show that you've been doing. I don't even want to say this guy's name because it's like at this point, I think it'd be just, it's just not even worth it anymore. But it's just indicating that a lot of these guys, they have real problems going on in their lives, aka they're broke, and the internet is all they have. So they will come up here and at the slightest hint of criticism, they will jump down your throat and they will try to go at you because for them, it's fight or flight, life or death. Okay, you're not gonna come at them like that, even though they're wrong. Okay, so yeah, for those of you guys, you can put that in the chat. You can put his name in this chat. I know he watching. It's okay. You can put it for some people who are not confused. There's a lot of universes happening outside of Duke the Don that chant. All right, so but listen, you can put his name in the chat. He's an old school wannabe OG that still thinks he's somehow relevant. But listen, screaming at women just because they disagree with you, okay, it doesn't make you look good. It makes you look like a trash. You understand? Trash. All right. And listen. You know what's crazy, dude? What's crazy with this guy is you're not even actually yelling at her. She commented. You got mad at the comment, bro, and you went off. You're not even yelling at her. You're yelling at words on the screen. And words on the screen just pixels, dog. So effectively, you're just yelling into your computer. You're not even yelling at her, bro. How ridiculous do you look? Listen, stop. Like you need to get out of the red pill and go heal yourself. All right, and best of all, learn how to speak to women. All right, and not scream at them because it's a comment, bro. Such a freaking weirdo that he thought that was appropriate. But shout out to you, LGTV. And for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. It's hilarious. Okay. It's just hilarious. Great, Phil. Shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Salute to the chat and Paolo. Salute to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's continue with SNEAKO.
You want me to sleep in the mosque now?
That's so funny to me, bro. And that's the audience that you cultivated, bro. You built an audience that is so critical. Everybody, the audacity of you trying to do anything else with your life outside of just being ultra religious, ultra critical. How dare you, SNEAKO, try to create content with other content creators?
Is this that now I think about it, it's so interesting how each person really has a different audience.
Yeah.
If I'm with Speed, niggas just bark at him. Just out there, just random.
Some of them are the same people though. So there'll be one person who come up to Duke and say, Riz. The same nigga will go to Kai and start getting sturdy. And
this is why I'm glad I don't have an audience of children. Like my main audience range is from 18 to 35, but like the concentration is age 25 to 45, right? So it's crazy. I'm glad. I'm actually glad that we don't have a bunch of 13-year-olds in the chat, bro. It's like I don't even know how to start relating to y'all niggas. Like y'all, y'all got it. Y'all got it. I don't know. Maybe I hope y'all can listen to this, but I don't know if our kids are too far gone. So I mean, the people that are here in the chat are usually around my age. So that's good. That's good. That means I'm appealing to people because that's exactly who I'd be chilling around with out and about. Like my age group, friend group is age group are up there, man. I don't get it. How can y'all have fans like who are children? I'm not saying like it's a weird thing to have kids follow you or anything like that. Of course, kids are on the internet and things like that. But when you're on a level of SNEAKO and you're cognizant of your audience being a wide majority underage category, why do the things you do? Right? Think about it. If you really look at SNEAKO's content with the strippers and the OnlyFans girls dressed in scantily clad clothing, right? He's doing streams with Aiden Ross, and Aiden Ross is known for streaming porn on Kick. All right, these guys actually have audience members who are underage, and they're putting all this sexual content in front of them. But then they're gonna turn around and say, no, it's the Matrix, it's the LGBTQ. They're trying to sexualize your children. That's what's happening. It's not us who are putting OnlyFans stars on our panels and having the same conversations all day. No, it's not us. No, it's definitely not us sitting in hot tubs or laying on couches while two OnlyFans girls make out in front of the camera, right? No, it's not our fault. We're not spreading sex. We say sex is porn is wrong. That's what we say. That we tell y'all that it's the mainstream Matrix. Okay, they're trying to sexualize the people. It's how can y'all live with this kind of mentality? Like, do you not realize what you're doing? You have an audience of children. You're presenting sexual material to them and then blaming society for sexualizing kids. What the fuck have you been doing for the past 2 years? Like, it doesn't make any sense when you really think about it. It doesn't make any sense because they're sexualizing Oh my God, these guys frustrate me, man.
Saying they gonna come to me and be like, "No, so how did you feel about LeBron's MVP race in 2013?" Like it's the same niggas. It's just that their imagery of who they think we are is based off the content that we produce, and it's more, for the most part, it's only a fraction of who we are as humans. But like that's just how they view it. The thing that bothers me though with SNEAKO, the bigger picture, like you said, bro, it feels like a grift now, bro. It feels like a grift because not only does it feel like a grift, also the niggas who were dick sucking this nigga for the past 2 years, y'all look even weirder now because now he's pivoting to something completely different. Not even completely different. He's starting to pivot, and oddly enough, some of the things that he's pivoting to, or some of the talking points that he has, these are things that along the way over the past year and a half, other creators have told him and spoke to him about that he denied at the time, that the audience out there was like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about," da, 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 da. And now all of a sudden he's starting to agree with it like a year and a half later, right? So like it's so odd to me that especially older people who have more experience are trying to communicate and converse with you, and you're rejecting that, and you're just following this ideology that either you don't believe in, you don't participate in, or you're just benefiting from it grossly. And so now the audience members are sitting there thinking that word is bond and everything that I'm saying is like it's 100% correct. And it's like, no, there's way more nuance. There's way more room to grow. And as you grow, you start to see how ridiculous you look when you just sit in front of a camera all damn day, bashing women, same talking points. We've had this conversation behind the scenes on like why we slow down on that shit.
SNEAKO positioned his content like it was better for society.
Yes.
And
yes. Yo, agent, spit.
Almost. He made fun of people that's content was, their goal of their content was entertainment, because he said that's for bots, that's for drones, it's part of Matrix, all that, this, that, the third, all that red pick terminology.
Mm-hmm. Chat, I said this yesterday in my last live stream. I said that because I told y'all, remember when he came after Abba? During his Instagram live and said Abba wasn't real enough because Abba wasn't going hard enough at the red pill truth. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Then he went at Low and Agent, saying they're not going hard enough. So SNEAKO went on his little tirade attacking everyone else for not going as far into the red pill as he went. Okay, and we saw the end result of that. He got banned, lost 100K. All right, they still on YouTube. You not. Now you stuck with a group of insults you built up on Rumble. I mean, that's the platform where YouTube rejects go. So I mean, what are we doing here, right? Don't worry. You got Rumble bots. Okay, they'll fluff up your viewership so they can give you a nice little ego boost because we know you guys need it, but not over here, not on YouTube. Bye. Bye. I mean, come on. Come on, bro. This you got again. The fact that they still don't take accountability, but they preach this shit. But the backbone of what SNEAKO preaches is, hey, my ideology is better than you because look at me. I'm following religion. Compared to society is godless, and that's why you see all these degenerate things happening, even though it also happens in his household, but we don't want to talk about it because he gets to hide behind religion, right? So again, he likes to grandstand about how his ideology and him being religious and going. I mean, some of the things he said about the reasons he joined Islam was just crazy. Talking about, oh well, listen, I joined Islam because Christians, you guys worship a man, okay? You guys worship Jesus. I mean, Jesus is a man. Like, I will never listen. This is why I like Islam, because Islam, we don't worship a man or anything like that. It's like, okay, bro. I would argue that people would say Muhammad is kind of like in that category, right? And even Muslims will argue. You will run into some Muslims that will argue with you and they will tell you that they don't believe Jesus died on the cross. they believe that he was a good prophet, right? But he wasn't no Messiah. I mean, there are certain Jews that believe that too as well, that Jesus wasn't Messiah or a God, but he was, he was a prophet. He was a very good one, and unfortunately, he died. That's just what it is, right? So again, you use those reasons, but they can also be applied to your religion. Then he goes and says, well, Islam, you pray 5 times a day. That shows how dedicated you are. And most Christians, you guys are going to hell because, you just have to, pray every once in a while. You guys aren't even dedicated, right? I'm paraphrasing to a certain extent, right? But it's like, if you wanted to pray 5 times a day so bad, You could do that in Christianity. You know that, right? It's just that most Christians aren't going to do it. I mean, Islam mandates you do it, right? But if you really love God that much, my nigga, you can pray 5 times a day being a Christian too. Listen, you ever go to my mama's house, bro? My mama is super religious, bro. She goes to church in the mornings on Mondays. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, so there are people in Christianity, okay, that can pray multiple times. It's not just Islam. So his little surface level reasons for joining a certain religion, just a grandstand about how it makes him so much of a masculine and better man because, you know, he gets to defend his faith unlike Christians and all these different things. It's like, bro, that's not. First of all, you don't get it. You clearly don't get it, dog. Like that's not how that works. Everything you're saying right now could be easily applied to you, and essentially that's what's happening right now. Because for a long time, SNEAKO was allowed to put the blinders on. All right, and he put the blinders on, rolling down his grift, and he's got his little chat bots egging him on until he got to the point where now he needs to change. But y'all are the ones that are gonna look stupid. Because you egged it on. You bought into the ideology of being a masculine man by following SNEAKO's path. All of a sudden, SNEAKO's not that SNEAKO no more. Now what are you going to do? You're standing there holding your dick in your hand. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You might as well just jerk off somewhere. I mean, that's all you can amount to at this point. Just saying.
So then, isn't it interesting that like you can really inspire people with entertainment?
Yes.
Depending on what you're doing. But then the type of shit you're doing is inspiring what we've seen, bro. And I know that's not the first time that's happened to him. Yeah. That probably happens to him all the time. There's just a camera on this time.
Yes.
That's so funny. It's like the thing you was criticizing other people for, you're guilty of. And then the thing other people were doing is what you were trying to do, is just inspire people. Like, bro, like it could be one video you do. People will come up to me and tell me, yo, that one video, this specific video right here, I really fuck with it, made me want to do this. And that was just, I don't really do anything besides like, it's not like I'm out there coaching or fucking mentoring, doing lectures. I really just make videos for entertainment, bro. So if people are entertained by them and it creates positive change, that's good too. I remember when we had a conversation about that, he almost made it feel like the type of content we make is like less than because it's not directly helping society. Yeah. You know? And it's like, bro, I don't know.
And now all of a sudden he's cheap. I think in this clip as well, he like championing speed and Neon and like in Neon's chat.
I was asking if he repents. I was asking about if he thinks porn is bad for society. I'm talking about, you know, his religion, stuff like that. I'm talking about everything that you guys always obsess over about. So just, you know, make my community happy, right? The comments on Neon's VOD on his YouTube channel compared to my comments on my Rumble channel, the difference is just insane. My Rumble comments, all that's like, SNEAKO's hanging out with these, SNEAKO betrayed us. Why is he eating dinner with these people? What? You should be yelling at whores with Myron right now. Talk to only. And then Neon's comments, love you so much, Neon. Keep going. Yeah, this was so funny. Great video. You're evolving every day.
Aww. Did you wish you had Neon's chat? Well, that's too damn bad. You got to stick with the chat you grew. This is the audience you cultivated, my dude. So I'm sorry if the people you built a platform judging and pretty much selling rage bait to all of a sudden are turning that same energy towards you. Why are you mad, bro? This is just the same energy. This is the yin and yang of the universe, bro. You just getting back what you gave.
If I just let like the Rumble audience, you people dictate everything that I do, it would just, bro, I would go insane.
Do you feel like he used your religion to pander?
I don't judge people on their faith because there's no way to tell what they do behind the scenes. Like, it's pointless because I'm not the judge.
For sure.
Got it. So God will judge whether or not he's using this as just another grift to get an audience, but that's just not my position at all. Because I know people that if you look at their feed, like they have full hijab, whatever, it looks like they pray every day, read the Quran every day, and they be going out, drinking, partying, doing all type of shit.
Like Fuzi.
And then I know people that if you looked at them, you wouldn't even be able to tell they're Muslim, but they really, they memorize certain parts of the Quran, like they really care. So it's just not my place to judge.
We now know that he was Muslim and he was doing drugs, so we know that's.
Yeah, but like I don't expect people to be perfect neither, bro. Like nobody's perfect. Like just because he does drugs, I don't even want to criticize his faith just because that's not my place. I don't know what he does behind the scenes. What I do know is what I see online, bro. And I do think like it's become cool almost to say you're Muslim, but then it's like even when you see Andrew Tate, it doesn't look like he's following none of that. Feel me? Because you could like he'll have a video with like 8 bitches in his crib. Yeah, you feel me? That doesn't make him not Muslim. Yeah, it just means that at the moment, nigga committed some sins, bro. But I don't.
No, it's not it. It's just they're just showing they don't believe in what they're saying. They're not actually genuine when they're saying they're doing these things. Okay, they're trying to paint an image at the end of the day. So again, yeah, you can say they're Muslims and things like that. Just like I would say I'm Catholic in faith, but I mean, would I actually like if I were to take a good honest look at myself and how I live my life and say, am I a good Catholic? Hell no, bro. I only go to church on seasonal times. Like I mean, I am not up to my mama status, okay? So I know for a fact my soul is damned. I got to do something about that later on, but we're not worried about that right now. Listen, the point of the matter is no one is perfect, like Agent is saying, right? But the thing is, these guys, they've trapped themselves in the corner because they have to put an image out there that they are the ultimate model of man, the man that has it all, the guy that has the 6-figure salary, the hot girls, he's got the status and everything, right? They want you to sell you that image. But not only this person has it all, they're also perfect and living by God and all this. Pretty much they're trying to sell you a Superman. That's just what it is, right? And the thing is, the image is what's making them rich. Andrew Tate's image is what's making Andrew Tate rich. Him coming off as James Bond, him constantly comparing himself to gods and superheroes and main characters of movie we all love, right? Listen, he's trying to pretty much cement himself, all right, as some kind of perfect being that you should aspire to, right? A perfect being worth you paying him $8,000 to join his war room. That's what they have to do. SNEAKO is stuck because he has to hold that image because that's the image he's been selling. The archetype of this perfect, religious, rich brother who has everything and he's just living his life the way he wants to, right? But that's not true. It's not true because we're all human beings at the end of the day. We all have faults, okay? We all have vices, all right? It's just is what it is. Matter of fact, this sounds weird. And for those of you guys who don't have a vice, you're better than me, all right? I'm going to just throw that out there. I got no shame in admitting that. I'm just saying I tend to like trust people that I know to have other vices, right? Because it's like, listen, I'm more inclined to, I don't trust people who try to pretend they're perfect because I always know their faults in people, right? But people who don't come off like they're all of that, right? They don't come off like an Andrew Tate. They come off more respectable in my book because there's certain things I can identify with them, right? I can say, hey, this person, like he's gone through shit. I've gone through shit. I identify with that. And that makes for a good, solid conversation. I can't identify with someone who's acting like they're perfect, acting like the religion they join is the best religion, acting like everything they do is the best thing. And for you to live the best life, you have to do exactly what they're doing. And in order for you to do what they're doing, you got to buy the course. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Nope. How about that? We all have vices, all right? We all live our lives a certain way. Just try not to hurt other people and try not to enforce other things or other people that don't need to be enforced on other people, okay? Just live your life, do unto others as you would like to be done unto you. But most people don't want to do that. That's a problem. So again, SNEAKO is a victim of his own creation. He's made himself out to be an idol, and now we're starting to see some cracks.
I don't like to judge people based on their faith, but there's really no way to know what he's doing. But that's just me. I know a lot of people do, bro. And that's the reason why I don't talk about it too much online. Because like, if I talk about it, people are going to be like, next time I'm even having a conversation with a woman, they're going to be like, oh my God, Agent, this is wrong.
You know what's really fucking blue-pilled and gay is just being a nerd who talks about red pill shit all day long.
I can't stand it. Because niggas, I could have sworn niggas have told him that before, bro. I'm almost 1,000% sure that we've said at some point, how crazy does it look for you to be red pill and just talking about this shit every single day?
You know what's funny? You could be red pill, tell niggas to work out, and that has very little. Telling a nigga to work out is not going to make him work out. You know what might make him work out?
What's that?
Watching like a fitness YouTuber make entertaining videos around lifting. Now, the videos are just for entertainment. Like, there's this nigga from Toronto called Will. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I've been binging his videos, bro. And honestly, it makes me want to eat healthier. But his videos, he's not telling me to eat healthier. He's just entertaining.
Yeah.
So you're just telling niggas what to do.
And he gets off of that, right? He gets off telling people what to do, but he actually doesn't actually follow up to see if they're doing it, right? So again, this actually is perfect, and this is a perfect way to round it up to the Destiny saga, because this is about to get interesting. But yes, SNEAKO, when he sits back and says, oh, listen, I'm saving lives and I'm helping men get better. No. You're telling them to do that. You're not actually checking if they're actually doing it. And when we see what reality has to hold, your audience are a bunch of 12-year-olds. So how are you helping them get better? They're still living with Mama Bear. Like, what the fuck? They still getting sandwiches made for them before they go off to school and take the bus, right? So what exactly are you doing, SNEAKO? Okay, so that's the thing. He just tells the audience what to do. The audience hears it, all right, and they validate it, all right, because they love the messaging. It's like the Tony Robbins syndrome. That's the best way I can explain it, right? And for those of you guys know what I'm talking about, back in the day, Tony Robbins was, he was the motivational speaker, all right? He would get like, man, this dude would fill up stadiums and shit. Like Tony Robbins was it, all right? But the thing is, just like a Tony Robbins seminar, people who go there, most of them, they don't really have a dramatic change in their life, right? Of course, they feel great after getting the words of inspiration from Tony Robbins, but in actual application in real world, they don't do it, right? The feel good vibes wear off, and then now they're stuck, right? And then they're back in a rut, and then they need more Tony Robbins to get by, all right? It becomes a vicious cycle. The same thing is going on here in the Red Pill. SNEAKO is just telling you these things, and his fan bots, they love hearing these things because they can log off knowing that they heard things that could make them feel good and make them hope that one day they can aspire to be the high value man they can never actually aspire to. It's just crazy, right? And then they feel shitty about themselves in the real world, and they have to come back to SNEAKO to get more of that feel good telling. You see what I'm saying? So it's a weird little cycle. SNEAKO gets off on it because he feels as though he's helping people, but he's not. The audience get off of it because they feel like as though they're being helped, but they're not. They're just a bunch of 12-year-olds, and the only thing they got out of it was, fuck women, right? Right? I mean, come on, right? What about the LGBTQs, right? I mean, why don't we just delete them, right? How about that? If that's the end result from the messaging you've been preaching, you got problems, my guy. Speaking of which, it seems like there are a lot of people joining in on the SNEAKO beatdown this week, all right? And it seems like that's just a normal occurrence, it seems as though, right? Every once in a while, SNEAKO does some stupid shit on the internet, and or something relating to SNEAKO happens on the internet, and people just clown him, all right? And this is one of those things, all right? Those kids coming out, this is one of those things. So Destiny goes over the response that SNEAKO had for him after he checked his finances, and it's pretty hilarious. Let's go ahead and bring this up real quick.
Of, I think, craziness online that I appreciate, because I feel like the thing I appreciate about the Red Pill stuff is like it's just entertaining. Like everyone's been
Oh, Common Sense Skeptic is in the chat. Shout out to you. Let's get a dub out. I saw your video today. Yo, by the way, he had a new drop today. I haven't finished it. All right, I haven't finished it, but man, I'm gonna react to it. Common Sense, I'm gonna react to it because it's time. It's time somebody went after this human thumb they call Tate's attorney. All right, I mean, just look at him. He looks like a. Oh my God, let me not even get there. All right, but this guy, hey, chat after the stream. All right, make sure y'all go check that video out. It just dropped, but I saw it. All right, but shout out to you, Common Sense. All right, my man is like, everybody can catch these strays, bro, including, hey, listen, I love it. Listen, if we can start going after the people in the war room too as well. I don't know if you have a video coming out on Iggy Semmelweis. I know you touched on them in the last video you did on tape, but I think we need a dedicated video on Iggy Semmelweis. I really think we do. So if you, bro, but anyways, shout out to the work you're doing, guys. Check it out. I mean, it just dropped today.
so stuck up. Like BreadTube was so boring. And now it's like, the red pill guys are really stupid, but at least they're funny. At least they're saying crazy stuff, which I like.
Pill also pretty boring now. Maybe it was.
It is
funny.
now.
Yeah.
It's boring now. But when it came around at first, it was so like people just weren't saying that stuff.
The problem is it's the same goddamn message on repeat for over a year now. Like it's tired.
Well, that's why SNEAKO is grifting his way to IRL streaming, right?
Dude, did you watch SNEAKO get pressed so many times in that stream yesterday?
I missed it.
Did he get pressed?
Oh my
By
god!
Gideon?
I felt like by the I don't know, by the prison dudes. I don't know what the call them.
Oh yeah. So SNEAKO apparently, I guess they're running out of IRL shit to do. So what better way than to, just celebrate going back to prison, apparently. Like, why not? First of all, I don't dream of going to prison, yet alone do a simulation live stream about being in prison. Like that's crazy. But the first person I know that did a prison live stream was Andrew Tate. And, it caught fire because all the blogs were talking about it, right? Andrew Tate was filming his experience being locked up in a Romanian jail. But ever since then, we're seeing a lot of people do the exact same type of prison stream. I've even seen Agent. Yeah, Agent. I see you. Yeah, Agent. Yeah, y'all was doing a prison stream too. What's up with that? Why? What is with this weird new obsession of getting locked up? Why y'all want to get locked up for views? Like why? Like you wouldn't pay me to be in a fake jail cell. Like what y'all talking about? Like what is going on? But apparently that's what SNEAKO's doing, and he got pressed in the most weirdest way possible. He's about to go over that, but I just want to let you know that video exists out there of SNEAKO pretending to be in prison. I mean, it is with Aiden Ross and some of these other guys too. Neon was over there too. Why are they doing this style of content? I don't know. Listen, I don't have kids following me. Maybe this is what's hip with the kids nowadays. Listen, I know y'all don't even know because most of y'all in your 30s. So if y'all don't know, y'all don't know. That's for sure. So I don't know. Maybe it's a new hype, right? Maybe let's fantasize what it's like to go to prison, like our Lord and Savior, Daddy Tate. Maybe I don't know, but it's getting weird seeing all these prison streams all of a sudden. It's kind of sus, bro. Prison's not a nice life. I don't know why y'all are trying to glorify it.
SNEAKO gets pressed in jail. Oh, this is one of the times. Jesus. Oh my god, this is so cringe.
Bro, how we get up on the top bar, bro?
Look at this. Look at this shot. Look at this. Look at this.
Hey, my spot, bro. Hey, man. Froggy jump, man. Let him do it. Everybody scared, bro.
Look at this.
Sign up, man. Go ahead. You get up there first.
Who is this nigga? Where'd y'all find him? Is this acting? Like, is he about to, like, what is happening here? What are y'all doing? See, I don't get this. Where did he find these people? Like, I don't know. Is he a real gangster? Did y'all invite real gangsters to a prison? Like, yo, like, real shit happens in prison, right? You might cause post-traumatic PTSD in one of these guys, bro. You might fuck around and find out. Listen, what is this? What, SNEAKO, what is this? Are you running out of ideas? Like, this is more cringe than entertaining. But okay, if the kids like it, I guess, whatever.
Oh, get up top, bro. Hey, where's my honey bun? Get up top, man. You right? Take a seat. Nah, I'm Gucci, man.
Look at this.
Show me right here, stand. I'm posted up. I'm standing up too. I'm posted up too.
What would you have done? I don't think I would be in a mock jail with people that are way harder than I am. Okay.
Like, why would you want to go to prison? That's such a. It's like y'all are asking to get your booty hole snatched. That's what y'all are asking for. Like, why would you want to go to prison, bro? Like, did we not take a page from the Boondocks? All right, your booty is mine. It belongs to me. All right. You cannot have my booty. Repeat that. All right. And SNEAKO right now is in a very interesting position because I don't know if this nigga is acting or he's the real deal. So again, why y'all messing with these IRL prison streams? Like, it don't make any sense. Pat Freeman, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Says, I never trust a super Christian. Just can't do it. Oh my God, bro. Yes. Because some of them I know, like, listen, some of the super Christians I know, they done been to prison. They done some shit, bro. Some of them were drug dealers. Like, they lived the worst life. And how, like, they will just sit there and they will just tell you all about it, right? And then at the end, they'll be like, this is how God, saved me from the path that I was going. I'm like, nigga, you getting on me for smoking weed. Like, what the fuck? You were a whole Al Capone in this motherfucker right here. Like, whoa, like, damn, bro, you out here dropping bodies. Like, that's crazy. Like, how you come, bro, are you sure you good? Are you sure you preaching to me about the necessity to be saved? Are you sure that's not your insecurities coming through, or you projecting somehow? Because I feel like I'm good. I didn't do what you do. I got enough sense not to do what you did. Like, don't preach to me, nigga. That should be pissing me off. It's like, hey, bro, it's all I done been locked up for 3 years. Right? I'm like, you ain't know, bro. Ain't nobody on my side, nigga. I wasn't locked up for 3 years. I don't listen. God kept me out of prison. He definitely left your ass. He stayed with me. I just don't tell me to change. I've been doing the same thing. It seems like God has been with me. He wasn't with you for the past 2 years. Like, yo, bro, it's crazy. But again, these guys, they mean well. It's just, listen, they get real fucking pushy, bro. Like, it's like having a Jehovah's Witness, but you can't slam the door on him because he's your friend. And it's like, God damn it, bro. Like, Jesus. God, I can't get away from this. Like, this is crazy. But let's continue with this mess.
Holy, I almost felt bad for him. He kept trying to act like all like tough and yeah, he kept getting like bullied like a mother physically by a couple of the other guys there. One dude during lunch, and then another time when he
was it
him,
he was sitting at the table and the guy like
that was one of the times,
like a headlock or something.
Yeah. And then there's another time where he was going to sleep on the bottom bunk, and the guy's like, get the fuck up there. And then afterwards, he was like, okay, well, I'm just going to stand here. And the guy's like, all right. And so he's like, yeah, we're straight. I'm standing here, right? And he tried to like dab him. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, SNEAKO likes to pretend to be with those kinds of people, and he's just not. I think.
Throw it up. I don't know where those clips are, guys. I don't know if they were posted in chat last night or my subreddit, but damn, they were funny. Holy shit!
Like when SNEAKO pretends to be like Hood.
Yeah,
I like that.
There was something pretty funny in the subreddit, in Destiny subreddit. Somebody said that like SNEAKO kept trying to imitate people, and he's lost all of the people to imitate. So now like he's got like a doppelganger, and they're destined to like imitate each other to the end of time.
Isn't Neon? Is that what you're talking about? What are you talking about?
No,
there's a picture of my subreddit of.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Looks
I thought
exactly
link me that. I want to see that.
Oh wait, I thought it was a Photoshop of SNEAKO. Is it actually
no?
Another
He's
guy?
literally another guy who was on his stream.
Yeah, it's an actual other guy who looks just like him, and then somebody replied and posted one with like 3 of them in there. It was so funny. I'll try to find it.
How much money is SNEAKO realistically making right now? How much do they make on Rumble from donos and everything? Is it a lot of money still?
Is it rude to speculate on other people's income?
No.
Okay. My guess would be, I would guess that if he's really lucky between chats and everything, maybe 10K a month gross.
And this right here, unbeknownst to Destiny, was fighting words because SNEAKO was watching. He heard 10K. Oh, yeah, you best believe he had a response. And we about to play the response after this. But I had to play this video first because you had to see where it all started. The words Destiny just uttered right here. SNEAKO makes 10K a month. That was enough. That was all SNEAKO needed right there.
That'd be my guess. I doubt he has
he
a
used
lucrative
to-
Rumble deal because he's banned on every platform. So there's literally no reason for them to sign him.
He is.
He was making a lot. I feel like he was talking about it a lot. And now I notice he doesn't really talk about it anymore.
So here's what I find when I talk to people about the money they make and I see like the moves they make and everything. It feels like what somebody will do is somebody will talk about the money they make. They start by multiplying it ×2. They don't take into account the employees that they're paying. And then they like start rounding up on a whole bunch of things. So somebody might make like, say somebody makes $45,000 a month on YouTube and they pay like $35,000 a month in wages. So they're making like 10K a month. They'll be like, yeah, I make like around 100K a month because maybe 1 month in like December.
Exaggerating like a motherfucker.
They made that much when in reality they're bringing home like 5 to 10 maybe plus taxes, right?
Well, hopefully he's been stacking. Hopefully he's saved up.
I don't think so. They don't live the lifestyle that looks like they save a lot of money. Doesn't seem very sexy to those guys. Lots of travel, lots of rented cars, lots of
trashy taste in cars. Holy.
So much of the image is part of the whole thing they're delivering to the audience that pulls in the audience, right?
That's right. It's the image.
It's prone
but
to this problem.
Okay, these people buy weird. Like he bought like a Dodge Charger. Why did you buy that car? Like I don't.
Well,
he already had
I
a
think
Challenger.
it's not even just a Charger, isn't it? It's called like the Nitro Charger, isn't it? Like the upgraded trim or whatever. It's not just a normal.
Isn't it the? I don't know if it's the Hellcat. It's like
Hellcat.
Scat Pack. Scat Pack. Is that it?
I think it's
Dodge
a Hellcat.
Charger Scat Pack. I think the Hellcat is only for. What is there a Hellcat one? I think the Hellcat's only for the Challenger. I think the Charger. Oh, maybe it does have a Hellcat. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Is it the SRT Dodge Charger SR? Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't gotten on my knees to examine his car. Okay.
Well, I remember seeing it and I was like, "That's a car. Why would you buy that?"
It's got a lot of horsepower.
Okay. Yeah, but
hey, them Dodges, man. Listen, people like them Dodges out here. They don't play with their freaking Challengers, man. Like they're out here with it.
Cars are more than horsepower. Like it's going fast in a straight line that good if you get pulled over anytime you do it.
Did you guys know that like 1 horse is 15 horsepower? I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Wait,
I didn't even know that was a real like meaningful metric that like had.
Apparently.
I didn't know it was literally a horse power.
Yeah.
Probably at one point.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, what did you just say?
Apparently 1 horse is like 15 horsepower or something.
What?
No.
Who's talking? How does 1 horse equal 15 horsepower? Like that don't make any sense. Like a horsepower obviously represents 1 horse and its power. Like not 15 horses. What is going on? What is this?
Maybe our modern horses are more powerful.
No.
What?
They work out. They work out with vegan gains.
Horsepower a long time ago.
It is.
No.
While it is true that the maximum of a horse is around 15 horsepower,
what
ends up being the average. Oh, okay. I guess when it comes over the course of a workday, ends up being.
Hold on, wait. Okay, firstly, horsepower is like a borderline fictitious number that is the result of like the ratios between like a gear and like the torque generated engines. But regardless, how 1 horsepower was originally defined, it had to do with like how much like a single horse could move like 30,000 pounds of something like 1 foot or something. That was the original definition of a horsepower.
Yeah,
it's
not
not
that
like
much.
What do you mean not what?
Well,
Not
1
much?
horse. How much did you say? It's probably like 500-600 pounds, right? It can't be like 10,000. What did you just say?
Bro, horses were crazy back in the day.
How could
What
you make
is
that?
horsepower?
Can we
I'm
get
a
a
horse
horse
girl,
on here
okay,
to
don't
verify
bully
for
me,
us?
all
Are
right?
there any
Don't do
horses
that.
in the audience that can help us out with this?
Not a horse.
So you're saying every 1 horse, it takes 15 cars to have the power of 1 horse.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Or like,
Bro, this conversation is kind of odd. I don't know why they don't understand how horsepower works. Anyways, let's get the SNEAKO's response to what Destiny had to say. All right, but he responds on Destiny, and Destiny responds to it. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's get it.
How much this costs?
The woman.
What?
Kick Chat says SNEAKO sneak dissed me on his wonderful Twitter. I just saw this before I came home from the airport. What does the sage SNEAKO have to say to us? How can he enlighten us today? Oh boy.
I don't pay attention to the Soy Boys.
Oh yeah, I like how we preface that. So I don't pay attention to these people, but I am about to talk about them a lot.
But I was late night, couldn't sleep last night. Search my name on YouTube, see what they're saying. Soy Boys are getting into Discord calls, a bunch of them.
Time out. Does anyone find that weird? Like, bored on the internet? Right? Is the first thing to do is to Google yourself, or do you just look up other shit? I don't get it. Yeah, I was bored one night. All right, it wasn't like I was up all night watching Destiny stream to see if he's gonna mention me. No. I was up all night and I couldn't sleep. All right, so I decided to get online and see what people were saying about me. God damn, bro. That sounds horrible. The fact that he just said that with a straight face, that sounds horrible. But yeah, when I'm bored, I just look up what people say about me. I'm totally not insecure, guys. I'm definitely not insecure now. But when I'm bored, I just like to see what people are saying. And if I don't like it, well, you bet you believe I'm going to respond to it in a fully decked out video while sitting in my car to prove to you that my car is a beast.
How can you? Okay, SNEAKO, little bro, let me give you a tip, okay? Instead of saying I searched myself up on their channels to see what they were saying about me, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, SNEAKO. Yeah, just say that like, oh, a fan sent me this, because then you even sound more famous. Say, a fan sent me this.
Bro, facts. He could have pulled a Lord Marquardt. He could have eaten. No, I'm sorry. It's Sus Marquardt now, ever since the Andrew Tate incident, right? He could have pulled a Sus Marquardt, pretend that you got the information from a third-party source. Nah, my dude was like, yeah, no. I was awake because I couldn't sleep, all right? And I wanted to see what other people were saying about me, so I went in and typed my name, and I just had to watch. That's just it, all right? Because that's what I do on my free time. I got nothing else to do as a high-value man than to see what other people are saying about me online. My man, I think you love, bro. This speaks to a weird obsession you have with clout, SNEAKO, and I don't think you're aware of this yet. But it's a weird, unhealthy obsession, bro.
On Discord, rather than admitting that you're up late at night, unable to sleep, thinking about what I might be saying about you on my YouTube channel. Why would you admit that?
He's dumb.
I don't pay attention to the Soy Boys, but I was late night, couldn't sleep last night. Search my name on YouTube, see what they're saying. Soy Boys are getting into Discord calls a bunch.
How old is this Discord call?
Why is he searching his name on YouTube? He's banned. Like, nigga, you're no longer relevant on YouTube, bro. You should be searching your name on Rumble so you can have the robots, just clap right back at you, dog. You don't need to be on YouTube, my boy. Get off.
Like, this is my Huntington Beach apartment. This is at least 2 years old. Were we even talking about Sneak? Did I even know SNEAKO in this video? Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. Hold on. This is not Huntington Beach. This was Huntington Beach. Wait, I'm trying to think what my setup was. This is Huntington Beach, right? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was. You have Moot in the background.
Bunch of them, like the same measly, same physiognomy, low testosterone. That's the part that they don't want to.
This is the second LA apartment. Are you sure it's the second LA apartment and not the first? Or I'm sorry, not the third? Okay, I lived in Glendale. I remember that. That was the loft one with the Melina's painting behind me. Then there was Culver City. That didn't have the deep kitchen. Huntington Beach was the deep kitchen shot. Okay, so that was Huntington Beach. That was my third one. So it was about 2 years ago. Pretty sure that was... I don't even know if I knew SNEAKO back then, but maybe. Okay.
Same physiognomy, low testosterone. That's the part that they don't want to talk about. Like the same measly, same physiognomy, low testosterone.
Same physiognomy, low testosterone. Little bro, what are you talking about?
He's basically trying to say you're a neckbeard, which doesn't make any sense, but that's what it's doing. More deep with the $5 super chat. This shit made me crack up. He says it's obvious SNEAKO was taking a break from reading the Quran that night. Bro, these guys, they're obsessed with themselves, man. I don't know about y'all. I don't go looking up myself on YouTube just to see what people are saying. That's crazy, dog. Like, yo, as a high value man, you don't have anything else to do, right? You know, maybe you just, go do something productive. Maybe you should just pray instead of maybe you should just pray to make sure that you can get better sleep. How about that? No. You just got to see what people are saying about you. That helps you sleep, right? When people are just talking about you, as long as your name's getting around, you can sleep better at night, right, SNEAKO? Bro, you the ultimate clout demon, dog. I don't want to hear anything else because you are the ultimate clout demon, SNEAKO.
Lil bro looks like he just came from an interracial twink porn shoot. Why are you talking about physiognomy or testosterone? Like, bro, what are we talking about? Why? Just stop.
That's the part that they don't want to talk about. Like all the liberal people who hate on me all the time, they just have low testosterone.
Oh, that's why people that hate me just they're deficient in a hormone, because there could be no possible reason why people might hate one of the most controversial figures on the internet, SNEAKO and the Red Pill. That must be the reason. There's no other possible reason why if somebody disagrees with me, it must be physiological. My truth is so undeniable that it has to be some sort of like endocrinological, is that even a word? Hormonal deficiency? Something wrong with your endocrinology in order to have a disagreement? Like what? There's no other reason, really? You can't fathom why somebody might not.
They don't have aspirations, so they choose to cope. And
also, disagree with you when? That's true too. Because disagreeing with SNEAKO, if you say I disagree with SNEAKO, bro, you got to quantify that in what time period? Okay, because disagreeing with SNEAKO can mean everything from I don't even know how many ideologies he's been through right now. Open-minded YouTuber, I think, up to the Ultra Tate fanboy, up to the Islamic arc, through the Zerka Chaos arc, into the Aiden Ross arc. Like, what? Disagree with?
Oh, don't forget the Fuzi. That's the whole reason why he's doing IRL streaming right now. Okay, don't forget the Fuzi arc because that was a very short but entertaining arc. Okay, because we can't forget that right there broke up him and Zerka. So we can't miss that pivotal Fuzi arc. Okay.
What time period?
Said it become better. You could choose two things when you go on your social media feed. You can see people doing better than you, and you can get inspired, and you can try to see, oh, why are they successful? You can analyze how they got to that point, or you can choose to cope in the comments.
Who's he talking about? Is he? He must be talking about the fans, right? Do you think you're doing better than me? I don't want to do like a direct comparison, but and also it's not even fair because you're like 20 years old. You're like a child, right? So, but like. And it's also this obsession with like every single, oh yeah, he might have done a slight Christian arc as well, maybe. It's also this obsession with like every single figure you watch has to be your ultimate role model, inspiring you to do, bro. Like some people might just watch a guy because he's funny, right? I've never in my life have I wanted to be George Carlin or Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock. But they're funny people. I'll watch them, I'll laugh at their jokes. Like, you don't have to want to be like every single piece of content you consume.
I think it just goes to show you that there's a deeper problem with like men and just fathers. Because you guys think there's a daddy issue thing, right? Maybe it has to be a daddy issue thing because why else are these guys trying to seek masculinity outside of their houses, right? Shouldn't they be talking to their fathers about this, right? Some of them, I'm sure, probably have dads around, right? Or their dad's not around. Like, what's going? You gonna tell me every kid's dad's not around? I mean, come on. I know there are a lot of single moms out there. Even out of that, they're still co-parenting and things like that. So I know some of these kids have access to their dads, right? So are the dads dropping the ball on this? Why are so many young men seeking like masculinity wisdom from losers online? It doesn't make any sense to me, dude, because no one looks online and looks for inspiration by watching other people get rich. That's just, first of all, that's just envy. It's crazy, bro. Like I'm sorry, I don't get inspired by watching someone else drive a Lambo. That's why I'm not in the Lambo. Why am I inspired by that? Y'all have some weird mentalities, y'all. Like, so watching other people flaunt in front of your face should inspire you to go get it. I mean, I think a real man should know what he wants and go get it, regardless of what other people are doing online. But it just proves that, if SNEAKO said, hey, if you see me driving my nice car, doesn't that inspire you to go drive a nice car? Well, yeah, if they're bots, right, and they don't have a purpose of their own aside from following whoever they see online, then sure, maybe they want to follow in your footsteps. But I don't get inspired by nice cars. I mean, what the hell? Like, I'll drive a nice car. Like, yeah. But if I see somebody else driving it, and that goes for a lot of people in the chat too as well. Y'all not going to watch somebody online who's flexing on you and say, oh my God, thank you so much for flexing on me. And I want to be just like you. It's like, what? Yeah, you're great. You're entertaining, but that's that. I'm going to go to my real world now and just go do that. Right? I think that's how y'all should be behaving, separating internet junk from reality. I mean, this is just 101. I don't get this.
That's like that's got to be like the definition of like a weak or empty man. Somebody who decides that he needs to copy every single figure that he sees around him that has like an admirable trait, that I want to be exactly that type of person. Like, is that not the definition of a bot or an NPC? Like, can't you just like somebody and not want to be a carbon copy of them?
The social media provides you the tools to become inspired or to cope. That's what the like and reply.
Social media doesn't give you the tools to do anything but be sad about society. Social media is not for the healthy minds. I'm sorry. But also, this is fucking YouTube, okay? This is fucking YouTube and Twitch and Kick and streams. I don't know if I would even call this social media. It's probably a measurably different type of thing. It feels kind of weird to call YouTube social media. When you think of social media, I think you're generally thinking of a thing that you exercise a social life on. So
well, to be fair, Destiny, and this is where I would disagree with Destiny on. That is what people do on YouTube. I mean, that's why you have these chat rooms, because then people can literally socialize and go back and forth. There's been multiple sagas and literally side quests built off of YouTube chat rooms alone, off of the main characters. All right, and we're just putting it that way. If you got Destiny and he live streams, I guarantee you, in Destiny's chat, there's a whole side quest going on within people in the chat who are carrying off their own freaking journeys, right? So again, those are people who on YouTube who are literally, this is part of them now. This is what they are. They're now arguing with other people over other things. Right? And that doesn't necessarily have to be arguing or anything like that, right? Because people can take it off the Discord and they can do other things. But in a way, YouTube is social media. The fact that you can interact with comments, you can make videos interacting with other people via videos, and they can make videos to respond to you. That's we're doing it through media and we're socializing. So, I mean, if you want to get literal with it, yeah, it is social media, but in a sense, YouTube is kind of, it's a social media, dude. I don't agree with that.
Posting updates about yourself, thoughts and opinions. I think things like Twitter, where you have like profiles, things like Twitter are probably social media. Things like Facebook are probably social media. Are you participating in social media watching?
Well, here's the thing. If he's going to say things like Facebook and YouTube, Facebook and Instagram are social media, but YouTube is not, it doesn't make any sense, because a lot of these platforms, these applications, they're adopting the exact same formula. All right, we got Facebook. Instagram got the Reels, right? Or is it Facebook with the Reels? Right? You got the YouTube has their own version. Like everyone has their own version of what TikTok do. They're all basically being the same copy of whatever's successful right now. So I mean, I don't know. I think YouTube's kind of adopting some of those TikTok elements. I mean, that's why their shorts category is so powerful right now. It's crazy. So I think, again, if you're gonna call Facebook, who's doing the exact same thing YouTube's doing, who's doing the exact same thing TikTok's doing, and they're all pretty much circle jerking each other, I mean, I would include YouTube in that category as well.
YouTube videos. I don't know about that. Not too sure about that one, Chief.
I'll debate it. Let's debate.
The dislike button, you could always choose to just be a hater. And that's what they chose to do. So we're sitting in a Discord call. How much money does SNEAKO really make? He probably makes net positive $10,000 a month. You know how dumb it is? Like one of the biggest leftist political commentator right now.
Oh shit! He's giving me the Hassan treatment, where he won't say my name. Do you think he's gonna go this whole video showing pictures of me but not saying my name? Okay,
that's so sad, bro.
$1,000 a month. You know how dumb it is? Like one of the biggest leftist political commentator right now, the blue hair one, I'm talking about. He was saying he probably makes at most $10K a month. At most. Nigga, you've been to my apartment. You know how much it costs.
What, like 3 or 4K a
SNEAKO
month?
lacks the unyielding power and enlightenment of the Dalabani chromosome.
What? What the fuck was that? But damn, bro, he just referred to Destiny as the blue-haired one. That's crazy. He really playing that game. Like, SNEAKO really think he can play that game. Wow, bro. That's good. That's mad disrespect, bro. He's got more money, and I would say arguably probably more clout than you, SNEAKO. Like, why? Damn, bro. Like, you just gonna just dismiss him as that blue-haired one. That is mad disrespectful, bro. Like, you crazy, SNEAKO. Okay, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Says, Duke, what's up? What's good, brother? Welcome. He says, I'm getting a used car. Stay away from new cars. With inflation, it's very expensive. I would say, are used car prices coming down? Let me know if the prices for used cars have come down, because they're pretty up there with the used cars. But yeah, I agree. The economy is not really good for cars as a whole right now. So, but yeah, let me know what you're getting in the chat. All right, is it a Dodge? Like a SNEAKO, you gonna get you a Hellcat, huh? Get you that Hemi? I don't know. Let me know in the chat, but or something economical. You let me know. Skyman 2204. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. It says they're seeking manhood regardless of their parental situation because they haven't defined their own manhood. They don't want to put in the work. That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, actually, I have something to say about that, but the overwhelming point, you're right? Because I wouldn't. Because, listen, these are the same guys that are saying that fathers should do this, right? They're claiming that men are uniquely put in this role to do that. But in reality, your point is facts. these men aren't teaching their sons the at least it's not saying that they have to be taught, but it's saying that you have to guide, someone has to guide you to get that spark for you to go on that journey to seek your masculinity, right? You have to have that spark from somewhere. And I do agree, you need some kind of inspiration, albeit a father figure or some kind of mentor or a role model out there that can help you out, or not help you out, but you see as like someone who's good, right? Unfortunately, a lot of kids don't have those good role models, or their parental figures aren't really as active in their lives. And I don't blame them, right? Because people got to work 40 hours. Sometimes people got to have 2 jobs to put food on the table. People got to have, they got to do Uber. They got to do all these different things, right? To take care of a family. This shit's expensive, right? So again, is it so much the fathers do we blame, or do we blame the societal conditions that we're in right now, right? With the way inflation is, right? Maybe we should spend less on war and the military. Maybe we should spend more on programs that are actually going to help be a net benefit, right? I don't know. Maybe we really need to really take a look at our monetary system, right? Maybe we just, try to figure out how to not have inflation go crazy. How about that? Because it's getting expensive, right? But we don't know. We don't know. There are a lot of things that are keeping people and fathers away from their houses to take care of their kids properly. It is what it is. And you're right. If they're not going to do it, the internet is. And it just sucks to see that unfold. But you're right. You're right, Skyman.
Hey, open man.
I'm sorry. He lives in a 1-bedroom apartment in like Brickell.
Oh, damn.
I mean, like, what do you think? I'm sorry. What? I've been in your apartment. You act like you live in a penthouse in like New York City, or like, what do you mean? My rent is probably more than yours. What are you talking about?
You've seen my editors, my employees alone, and all the expenses before that. Way more than 10K a month.
Yes, little bro. That's what net means. That's what net means.
Little bro, you bro.
10,000. The dislike button, the reach. You could always choose to just be a hater. And that's what they chose to do. So we're singing a Discord call. How much money does SNEAKO really make? He probably makes net positive 10,000 a month. You know how dumb it is? Like one of the biggest leftist.
Bro, are you really hurt by that comment, SNEAKO? God damn. Like, he was just answering a question. Are you really that hurt about it? Yo, you can tell the way he's even saying it. And it makes it even just weirder that he doesn't want to say Destiny by his name, right? You don't want to call him his name, right? You just say you're that blue-haired one. All right, I mean, just blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, what is wrong with you? Like, just, this is crazy, SNEAKO. Like, just, come on. You're being a little ridiculous right now. Come on. You're being a little ridiculous. Come on. What you say, SNEAKO? Come on.
Political commentator right now, the blue hair one, you know what I'm talking about. He was saying he probably makes at most 10K a month. At most. Nigga, you've been to my apartment. You know how much it costs. You've seen my editors, my employees alone, and all the expenses before that. Way more than 10K a month.
Yes.
Why are you guys so obsessed with spending so much money? Bro, I got multiple rooms in my shit and I pay way less than y'all. And I can guarantee you my unit's bigger than SNEAKO's. I will not move to a place that's expensive just to flex. That's so stupid. Like, I don't know why y'all are just doing it. You're doing it for the gram, of course, right? Because you want to show off to people because, the young boys who have zero concept of how money should be spent, okay? They look at, this guy's spending $5,000 on an apartment? That means he's successful. What? Nah, bro. Nah, I ain't paying that money. Shit. Okay, I'm a move to a place that accommodates what I want. Okay, like I'm not gonna be paying things like, and that's what smart people would do, right? They're not gonna. I mean, listen, if you got the money, sure, spend it, right? But to SNEAKO's audience, who we know are a bunch of 12-year-olds, come on, this is not good financial practice, right? Just go spend it on the most expensive unit in the most expensive city. No, bro, that's not how that works.
Can somebody teach him what net means? When I say you make net 10K a month, that means after expenses. Labor is an expense. Your employees are an expense. That is what net means, little bro.
You think I'm just losing money every month? Is that what operation do you think I'm running? And they're just sitting them all in a Discord call gaming and like popping Adderall. How much does he make? This is what you do. And at one point, this other soy boy asked,
what do you mean this is what you do? As opposed to what? What you do is change up ideologies every 2 months with a different girl in the background because God forbid you ever seen on your own and you don't have the validation of a female next to you selling the idea to your fans that you're some Giga Chad guy?
Yes.
What do you mean? That's all we do. You're obsessively watching videos about me. like when didn't we just talk about this like 2 nights ago? Why are you acting like this video is years old?
Is it rude to speculate how much someone's making? Like, no. How much? They're just jealous and coping. They're sitting in a cult live. I don't know why. This is their entertainment.
I have discovered this. The ultimate cope is calling other people cope. Like that is the ultimate cope. Like you're
that's pretty you hit the nail right on the head. That's pretty much what it is.
Oh, he's just coping. Oh, you think it's gross that I walk around with shit in my diaper? You're just coping because you're not brave enough to shit in your diaper and walk around. Oh, you think it's a cope that I change ideologies every 4 months? You're just sad that you've been stuck in the same ways for your whole life. Oh, you think it's a cope that no, bro. Nobody's coping. Nobody's jealous of you. I don't know what you're talking about. Least of all me. Holy shit.
You know what? Because I agree with that. But what I also think is the ultimate cope from these guys. Right, I think the ultimate cope for these guys is shitting or at least straw manning what they think nerds do, right? Or at least nerdy kids or kids who are gonna grow up to be like bullied or whatever the fuck, right? I think what ends up happening is they try to mimic that because you see SNEAKO, you guys play with dolls, or all these guys play video games and all these guys want to stream and play video games, right? To make it seem like you're just nerds and geeks and people who don't want to do anything with their lives or the ones that sit around and play video games or sit around and stream or do all these other things that they would consider like nerdy. That's the ultimate cope, right? And it reminds me of I just realized something, chat. South Park did an episode on Andrew Tate. The most recent episode on South Park, or was it the most recent one or the one before that? They did, bro, because like that same episode they were talking about this very same thing, dog. Like, and in that episode, Randy was trying to get Stan to be cool, and then when Sharon and Shelly went out of town, right, they were going to celebrate spring break. So Randy's trying to party up like it's a frat house, but Stan wants to play like board games and shit. I don't know what the board game they were playing. It was like Dungeons and Dragons or whatever the fuck, right? So he won the it was like a Warhammer or something like that, or is it Hammer? Y'all, if y'all saw the episode, let me know what game that board game they were playing in the episode. But Stan would much rather play the board game with his friends, and he's what do you call it? Stan Marsh is freaking out, right? Or Randy Marsh is freaking out because he's like, oh my god, you kids, oh my god, listen, society has pussified you, and you don't want to do things that are supposed to be manly, like grab what do you call it, girls while they were younger, right? They were like all this pervy shit that was okay back then, right? He was bringing all that shit up, and now that his son, the modern day Stan Marsh, doesn't want to do all that stuff, they just want to do cool things like play video games. They're like shaming that, right? So Randy was going through shaming that. He hired a guy that looked a lot like Andrew Tate on the show to bring hookers to their house so he could show Stan how to party. That was an episode. Am I wrong? I think South Park did an episode of Andrew Tate. That shit was hilarious. I might have to do a video review on that one. I might end up doing a video review on that one. But yeah, that shit was hilarious. But that's what it reminds me of, man. A lot of these guys, the biggest cope for them is looking at things that people would traditionally call nerdy, right? And even though young men like to express themselves in playing board games, or they like to express themselves in playing video games, or however they want to express themselves, artistic wise or whatever the hell, right? These guys who think they're from the 1930s, okay, and they're the ultimate symbol of masculinity. They're here looking down on modern day men and saying, no, because you guys like to engage in these activities, by definition, you're weak, and it's not your fault. It's the fault of society, because society is making it not okay for you to be a man. It's like, no, bro. Could it just be that this is what young men of today are into, right? We're not our fathers or our grandfathers or our forefathers before them. We're not them. We will never be them, bro. Like, we won't even last in their lifetimes, bro. Do you know, like, bro, even just looking at the trainings for, a Greek hoplite back in the Spartan days, right? Like, just these kids would get sent off into these brutal boot camps when they were like 12. All right, they'd fight each other and do all these crazy nonsense. Some of y'all would not survive in that, bro. I was watching this documentary. I'm like, if I was 12 and they put me out in the wilderness to battle to the death with all these other 12-year-olds, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not built like that, bro. I'll be looking for a Walmart. Wait, hey, hold up. Y'all don't got a Walmart here. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do this. Send me back to my time, please. Like, y'all are pretending. Just admit it. Society is different today. We have it good as men. We don't have to rely on being strong anymore. Sometimes guys can just, do whatever the fuck they want to do now, right? They don't have to be these masculine, muscle-bound alpha Chad, whatever millionaire. Like, men can just be whatever they want, right? Isn't that what you guys are arguing for? Let's just be real. You're mad because feminism is making men pussies, according to you guys. But here you are. No, you're saying feminism is restricting men from expressing themselves because they call it toxic masculinity, right? But you guys are doing the same thing. You're clowning other men who choose to express themselves in other ways and saying because it's not in line with what my ideal, what I think about what masculinity looks like, you're by definition doing it wrong. It's like y'all are doing the same thing. This is why I started clowning all y'all red pillars, because it's like, y'all are just the same as these feminists, bro. It's not that hard to just see that. Like, it's just crazy.
What are you talking about? What aspect of your life do you think I'm jealous of? What the fuck? What do you again? And I hate to do the direct comparisons. One, because it's cringe. Because I don't need to compare myself to other people to look good. There's one person that I compare myself to, and that's myself 5 seconds ago, okay? The only person you should ever compare yourself in life to is where you are coming from, right? You better hope that where you're going is incremental improvements along the way. That's the only person in life you should be comparing yourself to. Unless you're competing, then you compare yourself to the other people around you, and then you murder them, okay? But like, if we're comparing, there's no aspect of your life that I would ever want, except for maybe your age. I mean, like, but that's also another unfair thing. Bro, you're like 10 years younger than me. Like, I mean, why would we compare ourselves, right? Like, obviously, you're going to be lacking in every single area compared to me. But I've had like so much more time to work on my
actual internet, Pokemon.
Yeah, seriously.
And you kind of feel sad because they're in a constant state of coping.
like you making a video in your car about something I said 2 nights ago because it rattled you so hard? Bro, an idea that I had earlier is I should film videos like this in response to SNEAKO, and progressively as the video goes on, there's like little jump cuts. I'm getting like more and more wet as I spray myself down. My shirt would probably come off like halfway through just for no fucking reason.
At one side, like from the position over here, one makes you kind of want to flex more. They've been talking about my car.
Flex what? What are you flexing, little bro? Again, I don't like to do this, but if he wants to go there, like, what could you possibly flex?
This is like what they get right after they leave the army. This is an SRT. This is a V8. You know how much this costs? You think they get this when you get out of the military?
First of all, yes, tons of people get out of the military.
Yeah, bro. And SNEAKO, are you high? That's what do you think privates do with their first paycheck? They get themselves an SRT, bro. SNEAKO, for all these IRL streams you're doing, you're definitely not living in the real world, my boy. That's what people in the military do. The moment they get their bonus checks, they're running in and they're going straight to a Dodge dealer. That's it. Like, yeah, they're doing the most basic shit you just did. What are you flexing on, bro? Pat Freeman, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Most of my mentors, uncles, and most of my mentors, uncles, and my grandparents. Facts. Listen, I would just say this. I would say that I'm glad I didn't have to live in the time of my grandparents and his father and their fathers and whatnot, because life was tough. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, we have it good. We're standing on the shoulders of people who built society before us. Why can't we just enjoy it? Why are you dudes online dissatisfied with your current state as men? And stop taking it out on us. It's not our fault. You're feeling the way you're feeling right now. And that's the problem with a lot of these guys. They're just projecting their ideals on masculinity while saying that's what feminism are saying it's toxic. I'm just saying that you should act like this instead. It's like, what? But you're just doing the same thing. What if a guy wanted to express himself this way? Then what? now what? What if a guy decides, you know what? I like to paint. I like to paint really good, draw art and drawings and portraits and whatnot. Would you consider that feminine because he's not, lifting rocks and throwing it at a wall, masculine? Like, what are we doing, bro? Let people express themselves. It's a new era. Stop trying to take us back there. All right, but I shout out to you. Skyman2204 with the $5 super chat says, I was blaming the red pill dudes regardless of the parental situation. There comes a point where a boy must define his whole manhood and do so alone. Yes, but I think that point comes when they're around like maybe 16 because that's when it's like, okay, you really got to start figuring things out and things like that. But 18 is where you really, legally you can go out into the wild and, fend for yourself and, learn how to do stuff. But overall, I think that your parents should be giving you the blueprint. So for instance, right, for my kid, like I'll have a what do you call it, authorized credit card set up for her, and I'll just do my normal thing. But then by the time she gets ready to go at 18, she's all of a sudden, she's got good credit and things like that. And matter of fact, growing up, that was financial lessons that my mom knowledge. She didn't know that. If she knew that, we would all have been like 18 years old with freaking good credit scores. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I learned that from, people I meet throughout, my life. And I'm like, oh, wait, so you have a kid and you get a credit authorized card for her and you just trying to, like, that's crazy. Like now, this kid is going to, have a good credit score. I mean, they're still not going to have access to the card, but they got a good credit score. That's a good guideline for your kid, right? So that's someone who's setting a good example. So then when that kid finally gets to leave the nest, and they're doing things themselves, they're not going to get suckered into guys with messaging like Andrew Tate to try to, spend money or try to have Bugattis, or guys like SNEAKO who just flex and all that stuff. They're going to grow up a little bit more humble because they saw other people do it, at least for the most part, right? But I don't know. We don't know. KS, John with the $2 super chat. Shout out to you. Stop lying. You a geeky nerd like the rest of us. Oh, yeah. I ain't lying about that. I'm a nerd. I'm as nerdy as you get, bro. Listen. I'd be classified as nerd. Like I just don't look like one. But I am. I just don't look like it, right? Because I prioritize, being physically fit and being athletic, right? So it is what it is. But I like certain things, right? And that people will consider nerdy. But that's the thing. Let guys be able to express themselves, right? Just because you would rather tinker with, machines, that doesn't make you weird because you're not trying to play like certain sports or things like that, right? And this is hypothetically speaking, right? There are people with different types of, skills and, gifts. Let them explore that by themselves. Like y'all are just trying to cradle men into a category y'all artificially spun up based on your vague ideas of how the 1930s was. It's just so weird. KS with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you. Says, when I was in high school, like how SNEAKO is bragging, I would hear other classmen say how big they spend. I'm getting a hundo a quarter. Oh, shout out to you. Yeah. Like, bro, when Bathing Apes, what was it, Bathing Apes, right? Y'all remember that? The other Air Force Ones, right? Because they look just like Air Force One. When they came out, a lot of people were flexing with those, right? You had to have the newest pair of Jordans, right? And people would line up. They spend like what the equivalent of like a car payment on some shoes. It's just like, yo, goddamn, I don't need that. Listen, give me that $20 pair from JCPenney's. I got you right here. Yep, that's me. Yep. Housing line. Oh, we good. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I never got hooked on the brand and the whole nonsense. It's just, is it practical for me? Can I do it, right? And yeah, some of these guys, it's like they want to relive their high school glory days, and it's just so sad.
Military, they've been living on bases for years, and they've got a whole bunch of disposable income, and then they buy exactly that type of car. So number one, little bro, yes. Number two, how American do you have to be to brag about like a $70,000 car with a V8? Bro, can you imagine? Can you?
You got to be Anton Daniels. My man got the base level Porsche Cayenne, and he hasn't shut up since. Wait, is it a Cayenne? What Porsche does he have? I don't know. He got a Porsche. We know it's a base model, Anton. We know you couldn't afford the other packages. It's okay. All right, you balling on a budget. We understand. You just gotta fake it till you make it, right? But yeah, like that'd be Anton. It'd be him. Talking about how you're flexing on your $70,000 car. Like, bro, it's a Panamera. That's what it was. He's got a Porsche Panamera. All right, I forgot the year, but it's like $70,000-$80,000 for the model year. But he goes around acting like he has a Lamborghini. It's like, dog, relax. You're not even on fresh and fit status, dog. At least Walter drives a Urus. You over here flexing on a Panamera? Like, what are you doing, bro?
Can you imagine me like walking around like, yeah, I got the EcoBoost 3.1 liter engine. Yeah, it's the same one that the Mustangs use in my. Yeah, it's 350 horse. Like, bro, why are you bragging about a V8 in a $70,000 car? What are you doing? Why, mate? Why would you do that?
You're gonna hate.
Oh my! That's like some fucking redneck be like, yeah, I got a Hemi. Like, what do you, bro? Why?
I equate that to people who drive Jeep Wranglers. Because like in Wisconsin, bro, these Jeep Wrangler dudes, bro, that's what it got. They're more entitled than Subaru drivers. I'm just now realizing, bro. A lot of these people who, if you own one of those, what do you call it, those bro, like these Jeep owners, dog, they just, I don't know. Like I would say next to Anton, people with Jeeps, bro, they be flexing. Especially you got the loaded out package, bro. You got the, what is it, Sahara package or whatever the hell it is, bro. They will flex on you. It's like, bro, it's a Jeep, dog. That shit rides rough, but all right, whatever, dog. It's what it is.
This is a V8. You know how much this costs? You think you get this when you get out of the military? You're gonna hate on my car. That's how down bad you are.
I don't even think I hated on his car. I think that was somebody else. Maybe he's referring to everybody on the call. We've like oozed into this collective boogeyman for him to be afraid of, I guess. But
so I could choose to flex, or I could choose to inspire more. So I want.
What do you?
I swear, Gen Z is just a collection of catchphrases with no understanding or meaning.
At least when Andrew Tate is flexing, he's flexing Bugattis, which
facts.
What does a Bugatti start at? Don't Bugattis start at like fucking $5 million? Some shit. Aren't Bugattis like?
I think like the base model's like $2 million.
Reportedly expensive.
That's still
cars.
a lot.
Oh, is it 1.4 million? Sorry. Okay. Like, yeah, at least like if Andrew Tate's gonna flex a car, it's gonna be an expensive ass car.
But the thing is, Andrew Tate doesn't own that car, which is even sadder. That if you bought the fact that Andrew Tate had a Bugatti, he never owned it.
I want you guys, if you're hating on me, you're sitting there coping, trying to find a reason why I'm not better than you. Get better. Go to the gym more. Make some more money. Instead of watching this content constantly and trying to figure out, he's a grifter here. Try to figure out, like, okay, how did I get to this point where I'm successful and I can do what I want?
Apparently,
but they're not successful. That's the thing. Again, remember what we talked about earlier, that SNEAKO just gets off of just telling his audience what to do. But he gets the equivalent of he is actually giving them actionable advice that they're going to take and then run off and become successful. Look at how he's speaking, all right? Or you want to sit here and just talk about, my many mistakes, or do you want to just go out there and learn about how I taught you how to make money, right? How about that? Would you rather make money, or would you rather sit there and, criticize me because I've been grifting this whole time? I mean, come on. You're speaking to these 12-year-olds like they're on their way to become a high-value man. They're still boys, bro. They still got to finish they got to get their high school diplomas. They still got to get that. Leave them alone, all right? Jeez. Like, it's just weird seeing how they're talking about his audience like they're already successful. Nigga, they're 12. Stop it. You'll get rich. What are they doing? They're in their mom's basement, literally. All right. And some of them, they got bunk beds in there. All right. Relax. Again, he gets off on telling people because he thinks by telling you that you should be doing these things, he's actually helping you accomplish these things. And it's just weird how his mind works.
Post screenshots of me in his Discord. I didn't know that. This message was simultaneously one of the saddest and funniest messages I've ever seen in my life. SNEAKO posted in his Discord. Doing the jail stream with Aiden Ross today at 3 p.m. EST. Do me a favor and spam W.
Rappers flex the degen lifestyle, rife with provocative women, drugs, alcohol, and reckless spending on cars and jewelry. How does SNEAKO not see that this is what he emulates?
True. Doing the jail stream with Aiden Ross today at 3 p.m. EST. Do me a favor and spam W SNEAKO in chat. Some of his fans get butthurt when I talk about Ukraine, the vaccine, and the gender agenda. Very funny that the Rumble chat thinks I'm too normie now, and the Kick chat thinks I'm too schizo. I'll plan a desktop stream for tonight. Haven't forgot about the talent show. Tonight can be good for the talent show, actually. 9 p.m. EST.
That's literally the fact that he just said that about the Kick in Rumble, bro. He says my Rumble thinks I'm a normie, and then my Kick thinks I'm like schizo. No. That's literally the digital equivalent of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. I hope you understand that, SNEAKO. Okay, schizophrenia or being a normie, which one? Either way, you put yourself in that position. Look at this guy, bro. I mean, come on.
Bro, imagine like, bro.
What'd you take? The woman.
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
Yeah, Mark, preach.
I want to see what Destiny has to say about this, because this is crazy. Because he himself looks shocked in that, bro.
What have I done?
Can I get in the video? Okay, Tom. Can I get in the video?
Yeah. Talk to him.
Yo, what's up?
Look at this. Just children. Look at all the grown people. They don't even know who this guy is. right? They're walking around just doing their daily things. They don't even know who SNEAKO is, but it's all the kids, right? They're just hey SNEAKO. It's just so interesting, bro.
Jesus.
Speaking of things that are stupid, what? SNEAKO.
Entertain. The woman. The woman.
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Wow, bro. It's still so surreal hearing it, man. I still don't believe this.
We love everybody. Max Taléloin. Très rapidement, mon ami. Yo, j'étais pas prêt. I was not ready for that shit.
In case you're wondering what the average SNEAKO fan looks like.
That shit went that way. It went left, right. Oh, wow. Hey, yo, so young with, whoa.
At that age, this guy's like 11 or 12 yelling, fuck the women, Andrew Tate. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
Okay,
Whoa, kid.
Hey, Mark, preach.
What have I done?
Can I get in the video? Fucking talk. Can I get in the video?
Yeah. Talk to him.
Yo, what's up?
It's just funny. I encounter fans all the time. I don't think I've ever encountered anyone below the age of 14
or screaming stuff like that.
No.
That's so facts, bro. Honestly, I'd be weirded out if, like, let's say I'm doing this content, right? And the large majority of my audience were children. Because to me, that'd be like, yo, is that an indicator of my mentality? Like, what the fuck? Why do I got a bunch of these 13-year-olds follow me? Y'all need to go somewhere, bro. Like, what the fuck? Bro, like, think about it, right? You would think the audience you attract reflects the content you're doing, right? So if I'm speaking or trying to speak some sense to people, it makes sense that, the older folks, I'm by older, I'm 29, so we're there. Like, the people who are, I would say, 23 and up, right? It makes sense that you guys would be more responsive to that messaging. But I would be like, I'd be weirded out if a bunch of kids came up to me in public like, hey, I ain't your daddy, bro. Get off me. Go find your mama. What you doing? Take a picture. Hell nah. Find your daddy. Don't take a picture with me, right? Listen, especially if I know my content wasn't built for kids, I'd be weirded out. Like, that's crazy, right? But then again, these red pillars, they like to talk about all these high value men they're helping improve, but you see them in IRL, there are a bunch of kids around them. Yo, wouldn't it be weird? Like, again, that disconnect doesn't make any sense, because I would expect to see the average Fresh and Fit fan or the average SNEAKO fan to be someone, relatively around their age group, who is either starting on a journey to being successful, whatever that means to them, or they're already halfway there, right? So that's what I would expect to see gather around them, right? At least Andrew Tate, he has all these other scammers around him, like Justin Waller and some of these other weirdos that they can at least, pretend that they're better than you. But like, you got these kids, like, come on, these kids. You gotta find something wrong with that, right? Because you're preaching about high value men, but your audience are kids. There's a massive disconnect here. Like, don't you think? Like, doesn't that mean that your mentality is probably not at the level where you should be talking about relationships and emotional maturity and maybe finances? How about that? I don't know.
Anyone's ever approached us has always been very calm and cordial. Very, very calm and cordial. But just imagining seeing my fans and that's what they yelling. You want to see what his response was to, like?
Sure.
They are children and obviously joking. This is how I was at 12. But if it sounds egregious to you, blame the rainbow flags in their classroom.
Okay.
Blame the media for emasculating men.
Okay.
No, my guy. No, my guy.
It's your fault for forcing an obvious agenda, not these kids.
Damn.
Chat. I'm just even thinking about that. So, because I'm thinking about all the people they got really famous doing the same thing that Andrew Tate did. You're looking at Zerka. You're looking at SNEAKO. You're looking at guys like Myron, and to a certain extent, right? And if this is their type of audience they're cultivating, bro, I just had a strange realization. What if the people online that we're seeing who are gravitating to this rage bait type of content in mass, what if they are children, bro? What if we're really online being dominated by like an army of 13-year-olds who just are bigging up all this freaking incel rage bait bullshit, right? What if? I'm not saying like they're all like underage and whatever the hell it is. I'm not saying that. I mean, obviously you're gonna have some, Tate fanboys who are, 18 and up, right? But I'm just saying for the peewees out there, right? I mean, think about it. Maybe us seeing this video, and just hear me out, chat, because I'm walking myself to a logical conclusion here. All right. Maybe us seeing this video with these kids coming out and saying what they're saying to SNEAKO, maybe this wasn't the start of it. Maybe this has actually been worse. Maybe it's just worse off since the first person, I won't say the first person, but since people started going real viral for saying foul shit, right? Shock jock type shit. What if this was something that was just like a powder keg and you just needed someone like Tate to come in and just bring it all to the surface, right? Because if that's the case, we got a big problem. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just thinking about, because what if this was already here, but we didn't know until a lot of these influencers are doing IRL streams, right? Because I don't pay attention to this shit sometimes, right? I mean, I don't know what's going on out there, but this shit is weird, man. And I'm trying to rationalize this, but I don't know. What is? Y'all let me know in the chat.
Damn. What a lot of the audiences these people foster in regards to people is like a lot of this stuff.
Red pill will never die. No, of course it will never die, dummy. But it's just the red pill is just the truth, and it's just, what's really not red pill?
Your
talking
mom?
about the red pill all day long, nonstop.
My bad.
Actually, being red pill, if you're talking about truth, is going and enjoying life, becoming better every single day, being around good people, having a good circle, enjoying the world. Like that's the best thing you can.
It's so cringy just hearing this guy repeat shit I said to him like a year ago. It's just, like, oh yeah, that's what it is. That's the truth.
Facts.
So when I said it wasn't the truth. But now you're still claiming red pill and you're just repeating what I said. Oh, now life is about community, surround yourself with good people and enjoying yourself.
Huh.
Wow.
Profound.
When did you say that to him?
When we did the interview online. Yeah. Remember I was talking about family and all this other stuff. I was like, bro, I want to just have 21 bitches.
That's so facts, bro. That live stream is up there for everybody to see. Hell, I might even do a review. It's great. It's up there for everybody to see, my boy. Like, you were clowning Abba, and Abba was being rational in that live stream. He's saying money and women and all this clout. It's not the end all be all. Wholesomeness, fulfillment, right? Being positive, being healthy, things like that. Those are things that matter in your later life. SNEAKO clowned all of that. He called Abba a chump for that. Now all of a sudden, SNEAKO's saying the exact same thing, and his audience are the ones not agreeing with them. It's just crazy to see that turn on. Again, social media is the place where you can see somebody's character arc from start to completion. It's just how they just on their rise, and then the transformation, then the downfall. It's just happening so often now. It's like, damn. Pat Freeman, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. Says, remember that episode on Boondocks song, Homies Over? Oh yeah, bro. With was it Gangstalicious? Oh my God, bro. Boondocks was on to something, right? Yeah. Homies over hoes. Homies over hoes. Yo, Jen, remember that? You remember that Adam Sosnick show, right? Where he was asking the question, how many of y'all are single? And like they were all raising their hands and whatnot. What if, bro, like these dudes, they just get in the gatherings like that. And then just right after the little show and whatnot, they just get around the room, right? And they get in like this little mosh pit and they just doing that like, yeah, bro, fuck women. Yeah. Yo, we don't want no girls. We don't want that cooties. Yeah, homies over hoes. That's the war cry. Yeah, homies over hoes. You go over there, it's like, damn, bro. They over here looking like what is that thing that Greek hoplites like to do when they are before they go into war, bro? I'm really on my medieval or not medieval, ancient history shit right now. All right. Then they used to like groom themselves like real well, right? And they'd get like naked and shit, and they'll groom themselves, right? And I remember like when I was reading that story online, they were saying that when Xerxes came in, when he sent the scout over to look at what the Greeks were doing, right? He's like, oh yeah, they're just like all exercising naked and combing each other's hair and whatnot. And then there was a king that was used to be allied with Sparta, and he was like, yo, I recognize what they're doing, bro. These niggas about ready to die. But that's the thing, them niggas were all about the brotherhood, right? So much so that they were loving on each other, and that was actually encouraged. Right? See, some of y'all who like to compare yourself to Spartans, pederasty and homosexuality was encouraged amongst those units, right? So I like, again, y'all again. I'm just see how overly judgmental these people are. They want to talk about going back to the days where men were men, and they want to compare themselves to warriors and compare themselves to all these other people. It's like, yeah, bro. If you actually read, yeah, they if you were actual Spartan, they would encourage you to have a male love relationship with another Spartan dude. That's what would happen. That's why it's like, hey, listen, most of y'all not even built for those lives, but you don't know what y'all here promoting. All right, it just is what it is. And are we gonna judge that society based on today's standards? No, because back then it was normal for them. And again, the reason why I'm pointing this out is just to show how ridiculous a lot of these people, when it comes to their the sexuality, all these little things they like to focus on, it's just stupid at the end of the day, because what's wrong today is different in a different era, because it sure as hell wasn't wrong back then, but y'all don't want to acknowledge that. Y'all just conveniently avoid the fact that a lot of people normalized that shit way back then, even in ancient times, right? We want to talk about, everything was always, heterosexual, man and a woman, homosexuality and all this stuff. It wasn't permitted. No, in ancient societies, that was a normal thing. So again, y'all need to start doing some studying on history, because y'all are promoting shit that you know nothing about. Okay, so next time y'all want to come and have who's that dude that he's obsessed with Spartans. He's one of these manosphere dudes, right? Some of y'all just, hey, listen, say, hey, do you know that some of these Spartans, they had male lovers? I mean, do you agree with that, or is it? do we just forget that? Who is that guy, by the way? He has that as logo, bro. It's just like, like, come on, dog. You over here so anti-LGBTQ. Did you know what this was all about back then? You didn't know that, but again, these guys don't know. Let's play what's left and let's continue, chat. Like, I'm just so done with these clowns.
And now he's like, family creation is the most important thing in life. And it's crazy watching someone flip-flop in a year like 7 times. And you just realize the dude tries to be a leader, but he's probably the most impressionable person I've ever met. Every day his ideology changes, his vision of the world changes. And it's okay to change. Yeah. But it's like, you can't be loud. Like, I know what I'm talking about, but you flipping like pancakes.
I got you.
Maple syrup and everything.
It's funny how religious texts will always say that being gay is bad. The gayest thing you could do with the internet, because there's so many possibilities, is argue with other nerds online about religion constantly. That's gayer than being at a gay pride parade.
Oh God, SNEAKO. I mean, thanks for that image. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. I mean, wasn't that what you're doing? Again, this is, you got to be suspect of people who have these overwhelming hatred towards homosexuality, right? That's why, again, I don't trust these red pillars. I don't trust these Republicans, because y'all are sitting here talking about, we're anti-LGBTQ, and it's like, bro, do you? And even some of the stuff y'all are quoting, y'all not even quoting that. Leave everybody alone. Let them live their lives. Why y'all so gung-ho on other people's lifestyle? Now, SNEAKO, which is an example. Number one, he's been spewing anti-LGBTQ, anti-gay, whatever for the longest time. Now, all of a sudden, that it's no longer convenient for him. He's now saying, "Oh, well, if you're the one who spent time on the internet debating that topic, well, you're the one who's gay." It's like, but you did that. You built a career off of doing that. You galvanized a bunch of people. Now you got a bunch of 12-year-olds saying "fuck gays" online. That's all you, my boy. You built that, right? So it's just a lot of this stuff. It's funny because you can laugh at it, but it's also cringe too as well, because we are growing a generation of people who are, just downright hateful. And the thing is, I want to know, because the real question is, I actually kind of want to know if the red pill actually grew this, or was this something that was always bound to happen? Y'all know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. The more I think about the stuff, because listen, it's just, I don't know, man. I just think part of me is starting to realize maybe this stuff around a lot of these young men have always been out there, right? Especially with the absentee parenting and all this nonsense, right? I think it's always been there. It's just guys like SNEAKO and the internet and all this stuff. It's bringing those emotions and those kind of characters to light. And it's actually downright kind of scary, man, because we don't want to see a bunch of hateful people out there. You know, gay people are great. Let's leave them alone. Like, I got gay people in my family. I got gay people who are friends. I got gay people who I work with as co-workers, and they're all great people. And they're like, listen, y'all are just living your lives on ideologies that don't reflect reality. You got to understand that, bro. Go live life. Guaranteed, bro. Like, I mean, what if your family member comes up to you and says, "Hey, listen, I live an alternative lifestyle now. I don't live the lifestyle that maybe mom or dad would want." Are you gonna hate your brother or sister or your cousin? Or like, are you gonna hate them now all of a sudden because they decide a different sexual orientation is what it's better for them and what's happiness for them? Like, who the fuck are you? You're not God. Like, why are you gonna judge what's gonna make them happy? If that's what they want to do, let them go do that. As long as they're of the mature age and they're confident in their decisions, let them do it. They're adults, let them do it, right? But the fact that y'all sitting here saying, "Oh, grown adults shouldn't, just do things with other grown adults that they like because it's not Christian or it's not by the book." It's like, yo, chill, just live your own life. All right, let other people live their own life and stop trying to force people to buy into your ideologies. But chat, let me know what you think, because again, the more I'm even talking about this, the more I'm like really considering this. All right, those of you guys who are the show's pretty much over, so please hit the like button on your way out. All right, but for those of you guys who like to stay for the ones and twos, I got a really interesting one that I want us to tackle right now. All right, and I really want to get your input because you guys are also you guys are all mature individuals. I now know that we don't have children in the chat. Thank you. But I want to know, do you think that this situation we see with the kids approaching SNEAKO, saying the things that they were saying, put a 1 in the chat if you think this has always been there, right? You think this has always been brewing underneath the surface and it just took one of these weirdos to bring it to light. Or 2, you think it's because of these weirdos that it's happening right now. All right, so put a 1 if you think it's always been there. Put a 2 if you think the red pill actually is the root cause of this. Because the more I look at this, the more I'm starting to realize maybe we just had we have a bunch of crazy shit going on, right? And y'all could be mixed too as well. You could say 3 or whatever it is, all right? But generally speaking, what do you guys think, all right? And I generally want to know because I learned from you guys too as well. So I want to know what you guys are thinking. If you guys think it's always been here, that's great. Because maybe we can, ping off of each other, or maybe you think, nah, it's just the red pill and guys like Andrew Tate. And, I think you can't really squarely rest the blame on Andrew Tate. I think Andrew Tate is feeding off of something. Something has to be there for him to feed off of, right? It can't just, again, when you light a match, there's obviously a bunch of fuel around that to get it going, right? So, again, I'm not 100% convinced he started the wave. I'm convinced that this shit has been there. And what I'm seeing with these young men, bro, it's getting kind of scary out here because the red pill leaders they have right now, they're definitely not steering these guys back into a good direction. So chat, that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know because I want to see the 1s and 2s in the chat, or maybe 3s. All right, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.